Hello, everybody! Welcome back to this week's episode of All Fun and Dice. It's session 28 already. Woo, super exciting. So
Just like my age.
28?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Oh.
Good story.
So a couple exciting announcements. We got a new PC that we are using for D&D, so everything should be of a slightly higher quality, slightly less stress on all of our ends. That we're going to blue screen at any second throughout the stream. So that is going to be really, really, really nice going forward. We also have another very exciting feature, which we are going to show now.
Yeah.
we've updated Battle Map!
Yay,
So now
curved
you can see the beautiful maps that I draw for every combat, as well as you can see the amazing figures that our wonderful Nick, aka Pippin Faust, has drawn for everyone, and we finally have one for Bree.
I did that.
Having used this small purple one for weeks.
Yeah.
It's finally Bree again.
I was able
finally.
to fit it into my schedule to whip up that character figurine for you.
So very exciting, much more space, way easier to see what's going on as well. So very, very exciting. So we can jump back to the other screen for now. And I think other than that, we're going to jump straight into tonight's session.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Glad you did that.
Royalty-free music from my mouth.
Yeah, if Nick sings all the music,
Yeah,
then we're fine.
I don't know about that.
Shocked by the appearance of the Loxogif herbalist Amelie in a secret room beneath the Lucky Mist Inn, our party followed her into the room, learning of the supposed danger they were in. Amelie spoke of the rebellious underground of Fort Craven, known as the Fishmongers, who were fighting to liberate the citizens from Lord High Commander Linmore's authoritarian rule. She also brought to light the mysterious Montello's Codex, a strange tome sealed away inside Fort Craven's museum, which Linmore wants Pippin to decipher and reveal all of its secrets. All of this information came at a price, however. Amelie and the Fishmongers require our heroes to steal Montello's Codex and escape, proving the fort isn't impregnable and that Linmore isn't infallible. With this knowledge of the danger coming for them and the weight of responsibility on their shoulders, our party headed back towards Gift of Variety, where they were given invitations to the governor's gala and tokens to buy formal clothing. With only a few bells before the gala, our group set out into the market once more, some of them buying the aforementioned formal attire, while others, more cleverly, bought and acquired magic items instead.
Offended.
Before they knew it, the final bell rang, and a group of guards came to escort them towards the dance. The gala was hosted within Fort Craven's museum, in an elegant ballroom filled with lots of gifts, all dancing, eating, and drinking. Bree was the first to join the waltz, elegantly weaving her way along with her partner through the crowd, inspiring Lonan and Pippin to do the same. The others stayed on the outskirts of the dance floor, keeping vigilant, but Gray's attention was soon drawn to a mysterious woman, beckoning him onto the dance floor, before speaking strange warnings and disappearing into thin air. We pick up tonight's session, with Pippin being led away by one of the honored governors, Lydia Gieberg, as well as Knack and Lonan being forcibly taken, one, Lonan, towards the kitchen doors, and the other, Knack, having just been pulled into a dark cavity from a secret door in the wall. Bree, you had just slipped a coin, very stealthy, without anyone noticing, into Pippin's pocket, and as he is out of the door, Eerie, you had followed closely behind. So first thing, you can actually do a little stealth check for me right off the bat here.
First roll of the night.
Oh no.
Don't fail me now. Okay. Good start.
What'd you roll?
9. I rolled a
9.
2.
Okay.
This be a good night, guys.
Wow.
Okay.
Starting
So as you are attempting to follow Pippin through the crowds, just as you see his form disappear behind the doorway of the main door that you guys came in before, you're very focused, you're very driven. You run it face first into a tall, almost bulking wall that ends up being a very pale, almost cream-colored rhinoceros woman.
Can I?
And where are you going, miss?
Can I step of the wind around her?
So you're just gonna sprint?
I just want to down the hall, as fast as I can.
You can. So as she kind of she's reaching down, not in a necessarily aggressive sort of way, just more like she's just in your way now. You quickly bolt, and the flaps are you almost hear them riffling in the speed that you dodge around and dash through the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Okay.
And then I'm like, once I'm on the other side of the door, I'm kind of want to
You want to follow Pippin.
follow
Okay.
Pippa, but maybe not, like, dashing after him, because I feel like that would make a lot of noise, but, like...
So you dash through the
I
door
dash through the door and
into
then,
the long hallway that you
Yeah.
can see leads through the other door that leads to the entryway with its varying sized other doors. Some of them have their doors closed. One of them you see actually has it open. And you can actually see at the very end already, in a small amount of time, that you were stopped. Pippin and this strange hippopotamus woman that you don't recognize, but that has the golden laurels on her shoulders. They're already at the other end of the hallway, just already going through the other door. So Pippin, you were with Lydia, as you know.
Madam Governess.
Yes?
We're going to see Linmore, High Commander Linmore.
No, he has given me the responsibility. He has other matters he must attend to first.
I thought I would get a chance to speak with him personally.
If you manage to complete our request, he would love to speak to you.
What's your request?
Oh, we're not going to talk about it here. But in a few moments, I will show you and I will explain what we need you to do.
And what if I'm unable to fulfill this request?
Oh, well, we won't speak of that yet. I have much faith in you.
I have faith in me too. Thank you for
And
your faith.
as you guys are speaking, you exit into the entryway. You can roll one more stealth check for me because you were kind of out of the sight. And you are into the entryway. It's a large foyer with the two staircases leading up to a second floor, and a large pillar supporting the huge vaulted ceiling, and the large glass window in front of it. And Lydia walks you straight up to the pillar and actually traces her hand across it in a pattern that you are having trouble, in a specific pattern. What did you roll?
16.
The McDonald's M.
So she just grabs her hand and goes like this?
No,
right?
she's doing it.
Oh, she's doing it. Okay.
Pippin's beside her. What did you roll?
16.
16. So you kind of rush to catch up, and you actually see, just in time, you don't see anyone turn, but you see the pillar, and you see a small crease closing, but you don't see Pippin and Lydia in sight any longer. You had lost sight of them at the end of the hallway. But you see the one smooth pillar that you recognized from when you were entering, a crease, like quite a crack, close.
Okay.
Distinctly.
Okay.
And Pippin, you walk through the door with Lydia before
Fascinating
this happens.
contraption.
Yes, it's for some discretion.
Who developed this for you?
Oh, that does not much matter. It
Oh.
wasn't for me, it was for the forts and for the Lord High Commander.
I see.
Yes, follow me.
Sure thing.
As you see, as soon as you stepped inside, a spiral staircase that you are on the top of the landing of, that leads down, deep downwards into the earth.
Okay.
And then we were going to jump over to the rest of the back to the ballroom quickly, with Bree and Gray. Both of you stagnant on the dance floor, the last place that we had left you. You do manage to slip it in the pocket, but you see Eerie dash through the door. You see her get stopped, and you can see there's quite a. Actually, roll perception first before I say anything else.
Sure. 17 plus 2.
Plus 2? Okay,
So
so
19.
so you see the kerfuffle that happened with Eerie and this large, pale rhinoceros woman. And you see that she is actually kind of like, has gone around and has collected a small group of people. They appear to be discussing something.
Okay.
Yeah, and you also do see Gray on the dance floor, and Lonan is out of sight now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm still dancing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm getting really tired. Can I get a refreshment?
Oh, of course, my dear. Let me lead you to the edge of the floor.
Great.
And you and I believe it was Hector will dance off of the floor, and he will bow to you.
Does he like let go of me?
He does let go of your hand.
Okay.
Yep.
Is Gray in any like proximity to me?
Gray is
Like, while
actually
I'm-
standing kind of stagnant in almost like dazed in the center of the dance floor still. He hasn't moved.
Okay. Will I be like walking past him?
You can like kind of like the
Like-
dance enough now that you could like weave through without
weave
even
through?
making a
Okay.
roll to grab him. and
That's
pull
what I'm
through.
gonna do, and kind of just like loop arms with him and be like, "You look like you're thirsty too, Gray. Come with me."
Yes, thirsty. Where's Knack? Have you seen Knack?
I'm sure they're around somewhere. Let's just grab a drink.
Okay. I've just met somebody that might know him. It was strange. Which was interesting. But yes, drink now, and we have to stay vigilant. Don't forget.
Is Hector still with us?
Hector is actually, you can see him off to the side, and you can almost like as you look at him, you can kind of see his head turn away from you. You're not sure if he was looking at you or if he was just kind of scanning the room at all, so it's hard to tell.
Okay.
But he's off in the distance. He looks like he's got caught up by some other
Okay.
officials.
Great. Listen.
Yeah.
Everyone's been taken away.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been watching, but I never really noticed.
Well, I've been staying
Oh
vigilant.
no! It must have been that dance I got sucked up into. Okay, what do we do?
Bree, roll a quick intelligence check for me.
Sure. That was a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh.
You actually recall seeing Gray, but you don't remember him dancing. You just remember him kind of like dazed walking onto the dance floor.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't dance at all.
Yeah. So where is everybody? What do we do now?
I'm not sure what we should do really, but I don't think that we should split up.
Okay.
So
I
I
gotcha.
guess my biggest concern is I kind of have an eye on where Pippin is. So I'm not
Okay.
too concerned about him right now anyways. And I think of everyone, he's probably in the least danger.
But it's everybody else.
Everybody else, specifically Knack and Lonan, because they were taken away a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah.
Oh.
You actually didn't see Knack disappear. You just know he's gone. You just didn't see him
Oh,
go
okay.
anywhere.
I thought I seen him go through the door.
No, you saw Lonan. You were able to perceive
okay.
him, but you didn't see Knack.
Okay.
Do you have any other than Pip? Do you know where anybody else was going?
I just know that Lonan went through these doors and that Knack is gone. So I don't know if maybe we should try and just like sneak into the back room. And
I
if
think
something
so.
goes weird, I can just kind of, I don't know, pull something.
Maybe we can say we loved the food so much we wanted to see who cooked it.
Sure, maybe. I'm gonna like grab two. Is there like just
Yep.
like open?
They're
glasses to take?
the almost like half cut wine glasses that look like they're small like cocktail drinks for everybody else, but they're like full size cups for you guys.
So I'm gonna take
And they're
like-
just like the open bar table
Okay.
that is full of
I'm
them.
gonna take two and I'll hand one to you, and I'll be like, just start like laughing, telling me a story or something.
Ha ha ha! And this is when I led the charge to take over the ship.
Oh, you're
Back
so
in the
brave!
river.
You're so brave!
Yes. Oh,
And I'm
this-
gonna take like a fake kind of swig of the drink, but just let it like fall into the ground.
Okay.
And I'm
And
gonna
this
continue
medal-
laughing.
Okay. And are you just standing by the table
No,
doing
we're
this?
like walking towards where Lonan went.
Towards the kitchen
yeah.
doors.
And,
So
like,
you know
gonna
that the
walk
left
through.
hand kitchen door is the one that he had gone through. Roll me, both of you roll me a performance check.
Also a natural 20
Oh.
plus 11.
Oh my god, 31!
Kills
That's incredible.
I got a-
That's
Unless you like
impossible.
butcher this.
I think I did okay.
You fucked
18.
Oh, pff, that's like disgusting.
Oh yeah. This medal I saved.
So you guys
15
managed to
people.
laugh and like
What was-
someone like it almost appears that like you guys almost like disappear into the crowd perfectly. There aren't even a lot of people in this area, but like you can tell Bree and the both of you are staying very aware of what's happening. And you can tell people aren't really like looking your way.
Right.
But you managed to, without much notice, slip through the door to the kitchen.
Okay.
And we're going to take a break there for a second, and we're going to jump to Lonan. Slightly in the past, you had been caught in this grapple
So-
by this large, dark, ebony elephant man that you had traded off for Pippin in your dance. And he had walked you through the door, and you can.
So I can tell that he's like really hurting Marin.
He has like, so you guys were like in a dance together, and he kind of like pulled you close to his chest, like after a spin. So you're facing away from him.
And he's just pushing me into the kitchen.
Yeah, he almost has like lifted you up slightly, so you're not really walking. You feel a lot of pressure in your shoulders and arms as because that's all that's supporting you at this point.
So I would advise you to unhand me.
I don't think I much need to listen to you. I have places that you need to be.
And where are you taking me?
Not for me to say. You'll find out soon. Now be quiet. Don't make me.
Did I notice that Pippin went away as well too, right?
You know that he was dancing and that he was led in a direction by Lydia, but you don't know where he had gone or if he had left the ballroom. You kind of got swept up in the middle of it.
Can I try to get out?
Yep, you can make a check for me. Acrobatics.
14.
14. No, his grip is still too strong on your arms, and you do manage to do a slight kick, and you feel the denseness of his leg behind you. But he kind of just grunts and says, "You caught that out. Don't make me make you stop." And he squeezes tighter.
Ooh.
You understand what my friends get?
And you're actually before that. You're gonna take 2 bludgeoning damage as he squeezes into you, and you can feel your shoulder blades kind of pop a little bit. Not dislocate, but you feel the pressure.
Sir, I would advise you to unhand me. When my friends get here, you're going to regret all of this.
Oh, I won't be regretting anything. And as this is happening, you are walking through the kitchen. You can see the bustling, still kind of regally dressed in their military
Are they kind of
uniforms.
just looking down but not paying attention?
You can see that they were all bustling around the kitchen, but no one is near you now. You can see that they were running around. No one has gone through the door that you've been through. No one is making eye contact at all.
I'm just gonna yell really loud, help me, help if anybody's out there.
And he
Pippin.
and
I'm
the
just
gentleman
yelling.
will once again squeeze you incredibly tight.
Big hug.
And you are going to take another 6 bludgeoning
Jeez.
damage. You're like, this is your last warning.
I will be quiet at that point.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want to.
Okay.
I can feel that this is not going to be going good.
So, you guys did not hear anything outside the door when you guys were doing your charade. Belonin, you were led through the kitchen to the far right wall from where you came in, where the gentleman will lift his trunk and trace a pattern on the wall. And
Can
a
I-
door will slide open,
Can I
revealing a dark set of stairs.
Can I tell what pattern he drew on the wall?
You can roll a perception check for me.
10.
10. So you can tell that it vaguely looks like the number 4. But you can tell that there's a lot more intricacy that you're missing within the pattern.
Sure.
And you're not quite sure if it matters where it goes on the wall or exactly, but that's all you really got from
Okay.
it. As he walks you into this dark staircase, and you can hear the clatter and the noises of the kitchen kind of start up again when they had gone silent and people were looking away from you,
Okay.
almost like nothing has happened. And the door will close, and you'll be led up this dark staircase.
Can I hear voices at all?
You once this door closes behind you, and you're in almost complete darkness, which you can still see in.
I can, yeah.
Yep. You don't hear anything. It is like the thickness of the walls of the door have muffled and muted everything around you. As you were led up the staircase, we will jump over to Knack. So Knack, you were on the right-hand side of the dance floor. You kind of got lost in your investigation of exits and trying to be as careful as you can, and noticed a secret. You found a small seam that outlined the door, or what you suspected to be a door. And as you found it, the door actually opened. Two sets of hands reached out and grabbed you, one on each arm. And we start now as the door shuts behind you, and you are in a torch-lit corridor that curves, and you can tell it curves the same way that the ballroom curves, but you can't see either end at the moment.
Is he drunk?
No, Knack actually only took 1 sip.
Wow.
And didn't
Yeah,
like it.
he only drinks ale.
Yeah, it was too fine.
Yeah, it wasn't nearly dirty enough. Okay, so now
Unhand me.
they actually will not say anything, and you will begin to be. You're lifted into the air by these two forms. So you're probably 3 or 4 feet off of the ground, being raised by your arms right now as you begin escorted down the corridor.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And then I will cast. Yeah, let's try it. I will cast
Okay.
Word of Radiance.
Okay.
What'd that do?
What did it do?
Okay, so what do I have to do?
Constitution saving throws.
Constitution
What does it do?
saving
What's it do?
throw.
Do that what?
First one is 16
Fail.
for the 1.
Oh.
Second one is 10, so
Fail.
fail as well. Okay.
So, a burning radiance erupts from me, and each creature of my choice that I can see within range, so both of these two, are going to take 2d6 damage.
Ooh,
thanks.
So
okay.
you, like explode
Radiant
with
damage, I
light.
believe, right?
Radiant damage, yeah.
So how does it show? For
So
you?
I explode with light, yeah, exactly. Like there's kind of like a bit of glowing, like in my eyes and my mouth, and then all of a sudden it just gets very
You're
bright.
like-
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
have you seen
almost
that video online of like the guy who has like the 20,000 volt light bulb that just like
Yes.
yeah, it just goes white in the camera. That's what happens.
Like,
Very
if you
good.
had somehow had like eye protection in this moment, you could see Nack's skeleton through his face and his
Oh.
arms.
Oh,
Yeah.
X-ray.
5 damage.
Ooh.
Oh.
So they kind of wince, and you feel like a falter,
Yeah.
and you can make a save against a grapple check in this moment. You, it's athletics or
It
acrobatics.
doesn't matter.
What'd you
No,
roll?
It does not
2.
matter.
Can I be honest with
rolls.
you?
I don't know. I've
They
been
rolled
doing
a
okay.
3.
Oh, hang on, but
Oh.
so then it might matter.
It turns out to be a 6. So.
It does not matter.
No. So you feel the falter, and you almost feel your arms slide for a moment
Yeah.
for like almost like a darker grip, and like you can see them kind of like squinting their eyes, and they don't move. Yeah, because you aren't affected by the radiant light, but you can see
No.
that they have like obviously been. And they're like,
Can you see normally when you're doing that?
he doesn't get affected by it, and you can, and it's not even like darkness; it's dim light in this area,
Yeah.
so you have perfect vision in this area you're in right now.
I'll do it again.
You'll do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one is
It's
a
like a strobe light.
19, and that one is a 17.
So the 19 passes. The 17, I think, passes too.
Okay.
Plus 1. It meets it, beats it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then they both pass.
They both pass. So you will feel in this moment where the light kind of flashes,
Mhm.
you'll feel like a doom, doom, one from each side. The first one is a 19 to hit,
Yes.
and the second one is a 24 to hit.
Yes.
So you are going to take... Um, 18 bludgeoning damage. As you, as like stars appear in your eyes, and you like black out for a second as you see clubs lowering and being put back onto their belts on their sides. Don't you try that again there. This nonsense will not stand here.
Are either of them wearing metal?
You can make a perception check to see.
That's a lot.
Alright.
23.
23. So that you can see that the one on the left is wearing metal, but the other one actually appears to be in like a the regal military robe of a guest, while the other appears to be more of like a classic guard that you had seen.
Okay, so I will. I'll cast heat metal on the one wearing metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the components of heat metal?
He automatically fails if he's wearing it.
No. I asked for components.
He
Verbal
wants to
somatic
lie with the
material.
lobster.
Yeah,
His
rebel
pocket
somatic
wear?
material. Yeah.
So
So a flame, but it's torchlit. So I am good.
so you're drawing from the
yeah,
flame.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I'm like,
I'm considering it. I didn't have to. I'll
He's
allow
like, we'll
it
see how
though.
this plays out.
So they're wearing the metal. So what do I have to do?
So since you're wearing it, you auto fail.
Yep.
So you take 2d8 fire damage.
Okay.
Ooh, big fired.
Okay.
Oh Jesus! Excited.
Calm down.
Valona, not Jesus.
10.
10. So as the room kind of heats up a little bit longer, you guys are approaching, you kind of have gone down the bend, and you see a set of stairs ascending upwards at the end of the corridor. As you kind of concentrate, and you can see one of the torchlights dim, as beside you, you hear a shout of pain, and one of the arms let go of you, and you tumble to the ground, still with another set of arms on your side. as you hear a screaming, trumpeting sound from this elephant guard that had been holding you before. As you fall to the ground in like a tussle. So make another grappling check. What'd you get? Doesn't matter.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4.
So you fail, and as you tumble, you feel the grasp loosen fully from you for just a moment. And but before you can get any kind of footing, you feel a full bear hug wrap around you, and a hand go over your mouth.
Oh no!
Yeah. And the screaming continues to go on behind you. Yeah, as you can feel, you can actually hear like the clattering of like metal being thrown onto the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He keeps taking that, by the way.
Yep. So you can roll again.
10.
10. Okay, another 10. Roll a check. You can roll one more time.
That is 14.
14. So as you feel clattering go to the ground before you hear a large boom, thud, but you can't see behind you, and you hear a curse from the Loxogith that is holding you captive currently, but they don't stop, and they continue walking forward, and you start to ascend the stairs.
Bite.
You'll try to bite?
Yeah.
Okay, so attempt to make an attack roll.
He's not going down without a fight.
No, it's
Calm
gonna get
down,
like
Matt.
bludgeoned.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
What am
what
I
I'm
adding
thinking.
to this?
Just strength, because you're not proficient in unarmed attacks.
Pure draw strength.
They're just taking all this damage.
13.
13?
Yeah.
So you deal 1 damage as you bite into the hand, and it's quite tough. And as you do that,
You die.
Stab.
you'll feel them make a Constitution saving throw for me.
What is it?
9.
You feel a kink in your neck as the hands twist, as the both hands like quickly twist you, and you fall unconscious.
Well, you should have just let them
Okay.
bring you where they were bringing you.
So
Regrets?
we'll jump
No
back
regrets.
to, I believe we started with Erie. So we'll jump back to Erie.
Okay.
As you see the crease close on the door, and you're in this frame.
Okay.
Yeah, as you're in the door frame, and you can see the endless light kind of pouring back through the large window in front of you.
Okay. I am going to take a quick look around me. Is anyone behind me
Roll
or around
perception.
in the hallway? 17.
So you see behind you, the door is actually beginning to open at the far end of the corridor, and you can see the same cream-colored rhinoceros woman
Is
starting to come out.
Is there a wall I can kind of like go behind?
Before you do see more stuff, so I'll let you know what you see
Okay.
first. You do see a wall. You can like kind of like the door leads like there's 2 corridors right at the
Yeah.
side, so you can kind of like duck around the door right away.
Yeah.
And then you can make your plan after. I'll describe the room.
Okay.
But you can actually see that in the room, at the base of the staircases, you can see on either side there's 2 tall guards in gleaming armor in their same military kind of fatigues, standing. One with it looks like a cutlass in a sheath on a belt, and the other one is holding what looks like almost like a glaive, but it has a hammer on the end.
And this is from the room I came from?
No, that's the room you're like looking into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So towards the pillar, you see the 2 guards. Behind you, at the end of the hallway, you see the door open, and you see kind of you can see the hand of the.
And
you
where the
recognize that
guards
hand.
are is where that thing's sealed up, right?
Yes, the guards on either side. So like on the other side there is staircases. In the center of the room, there's a big pillar that's supporting the ceiling.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on your left and right, you do notice as well, because you're in the room enough to see that below the staircases, 2 doors appear to be that lead out into other rooms, but they both appear to be closed.
Okay. So I am going to like screw my eyes in concentration and think of someone I saw at the party who's a Loxogith woman.
Okay.
And try to change my appearance into that.
So I'll let you describe what you want to look like, because you saw a variety of different ones.
I would like to be an elephant type.
Okay. What color skin would you like, though?
What am I? Is it any color?
I'll tell you if you can't do it.
Like in dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With question: does my clothes adjust to fit?
You did actually mention that you have it's a stretchier fabric. Specifically, you mentioned it, so I will allow it. I will allow it because you mentioned it. You specifically said it's a stretchy, flowy
It's gonna turn
fabric.
into like a cat suit.
Yeah.
It is. It's much more. Well, before it was like a big flowy dress. You shoot
Someone draw
up
this.
to this 8.5 feet tall. You choose one of the smaller guests that you can see.
Yes.
And they have a almost same colored hair as
I
their
also
skin that
intentionally
blends.
said that my pants were baggy.
Yes.
So
So
I
it turns into this very tight fitting pantsuit.
Yeah.
With still off the shoulders, like you mentioned.
Still nice.
Yeah, still gorgeous.
And then I would like my hair to be not white anymore, like a dark color but similar style. It's
Okay.
kind of slicked back.
Yeah, that yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that look.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and you step aside behind the doorway and turn into that.
Yeah.
You could tell the guards weren't looking at you, so
Yeah.
you don't think you're worried about that. What do you do?
I'm gonna go down towards the guards
Okay.
and try to look, kind of look as if I'm a little bit lost.
Yeah.
Okay, and be like, oh, this isn't the way. I don't know if this is the way.
Well,
I'm just gonna kind of be like.
try to go past them up the stairs.
Yeah.
You're going to the cutlass one or the hammer one?
The cutlass.
Cutlass one. So as you step by, his hand will reach over in front of you.
Okay.
My apologies, ma'am. The library is closed for the governor's gala.
Oh, is this the library?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I had a little bit too much to drink.
Roll deception for me.
With advantage?
I don't think she gets advantage.
With our rolls over here.
It's just
I use the table.
4.
4.
Yeah.
So
I
he'll
think we're on the wrong
close his
tile.
eyes like, I request that you step away, ma'am, and return to the gala before.
I was looking for the bathroom.
Yes, just return to the gala now, please.
Okay. And I'm gonna okay, and kind of turn around, but instead of going to the gala, I would like to go to one of the end doors.
To one of the end doors.
I'm gonna
So-
go to the left.
As you actually turn around, and you're walking past the pillar towards one of the doorways, you see in the door frame the cream-colored rhinoceros woman.
Yeah.
Oh, Millie, there you are. I was looking for you.
Oh, hi!
Yes.
Hi!
Did you change?
I did, do you like it?
Roll deception.
Do you like it?
Same voice.
Yeah.
Okay. We finally broke 10.
She'll look, and she'll kind of look you up and down. It's quite unorthodox, but you've always...
Something new.
Yes, I'm not sure if the Lord High Commander would approve, but you've always been the more rebellious type. Anyways, I'm not sure if you'd heard, but there was that strange small woman, I believe, the white Simate with the strange large eyes.
Yeah, she's weird.
Have you seen her around here? I'm
That's why I
concerned
came
that
this way looking for her, and also for the bathroom.
Yes. Well, the bathroom is.
I've had a lot to drink.
I've known. You need to control yourself, Millie. It is uncouth of you to be like this. I know it's the wrong word. Shut up. But sure, I'm just concerned that she's trying to follow Lydia and the special guest into
no.
the deep archives.
That would not be good.
Yes. Just keep an eye out. Just keep
Do
an
you
eye
want
out.
me to go in and see if she got in?
Where are you pointing?
Towards the guards
Towards the guards.
in the library.
She wouldn't know. She wouldn't have gone upstairs.
Okay.
Why would she have gone
I've heard,
upstairs?
and this is just rumor, that she's very sneaky, and that she has special skills that will let her slip past any guard. That's what people are saying.
Roll persuasion.
9.
9. Oh, great idea, Billy. Let me speak to Horace over there, and we go way back. And she'll kind of walk over and whisper for a moment.
Okay.
And the guard will look back at you and kind of shake his head, and she's kind of like, you can tell she was like, hands on her hips, like kind of like move her head in like that, that way. She's like reaming him out right now before he kind of shrinks a little bit. Step off to the side for you. Yeah, and she'll walk by and she's like, he'll let you up now. Go, just, you're not supposed to be up there. Just look around carefully.
I'll make it quick. I'll make it quick.
And then I'll like move my trunk.
Love it, and she'll just nod.
Yeah, and I'll like wink. And then I'll go.
A drunk way.
Yeah.
And Horace, the guard, was gonna glare at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out into the library.
Okay, so we're gonna jump back to Bree and Gray, who have just managed to walk into the kitchen. And as you walk into the kitchen, you catch the briefest glimpse of like stagnation and almost like an awkward pause. Everybody's looking down. Everybody seems to not be quite doing their job correctly. But as soon as you walk in, it almost like flares to life. And everybody's rushing around again, almost seemingly not noticing you right away. So you guys have a moment to do something that you want.
I just want to try and get as far into the kitchen as possible.
Okay, so you guys just keep walking.
Yeah.
Straight
You guys
in.
are telling your
Can
story.
I just completely stopped at this point.
You made it in and just like...
Like just like
Stay
trying
vigilant.
to quickly like walk.
Yeah,
in.
speed
Super
walking.
jump, super jump. So as you walk in, very quickly, you guys make it towards the center kind of countertop. It's a very large, thick one that has an assortment of cutting boards and knives and pans and just all thrown around. Ingredients are like hanging from the center. And you can see people picking different strange, almost like chili-like fruits from the center and like cutting them up and throwing them into dishes. Preparing the assorted hors d'oeuvres and different like small dishes that you would see on the table next to the drinks. Before a large, ambiguous kind of longsword gift, a lot thinner than a lot of the other ones that you've seen. And it kind of looks strange because they still have the large hippopotamus face. Walks up to you. Excuse me? Who are you?
I'm gonna start picking up one of the pieces of food that's in front of
And they
me.
will like whip out a spatula and like slap it in your hand.
Do I manage to grab one?
Roll sleight of hand.
That is so 13 plus 9.
So no, you do manage to grab one as he like the spatula misses your hand and hits your upper arm, but it doesn't hit hard. It's more like a tap, which like you know that if it would hit your hand, it would kind of startle you. But you do manage to grab one. It is almost like a strange, like you can tell it has like the same like marbling as like a salmon back home.
Okay.
But it's like a really weird color. It's almost like white, the main flesh, but then it has like a verdant green kind of fat between it. It's like kind of strange.
Didn't Hector say that he's allergic to this?
I believe
I
so.
can't believe that you guys are serving this here.
Excuse me?
Yes.
This, Hector. Do you know who Hector is?
Of course I know who
Oh,
Hector
yeah,
is.
you
He is the
should.
guest of honor tonight.
Yes.
However,
He's
He was-
allergic to this.
Yes.
roll deception.
Oh.
Ooh. roll-
19.
You rolled a nat one.
Oh.
And so you see, you're like booming, and even Gray,
Okay.
you almost kind of look
I don't
like,
know what it's
you're like shocked. This is like a different breed than you
I'm
see.
just like-
Whoa. Just playing along with the deception. Yeah. And you'll almost see like this like tall, slender hippo man kind of like shrink down a little bit. And was like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I made such a grave mistake.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. How do you know this? Did he tell you this?
Yes, well, I was just dancing with him.
Yes.
Oh goodness, is he upset?
He will be if he sees this.
Get
I
this
will
away!
clean it up right away.
He's gonna slap it out of your hand and be like, "Everybody!" And he's gonna turn around and start just screaming.
And as soon as
Get
he
this
does
out of
that,
here! Get it out!
can
Get
I,
off
like,
the tables! Off the
drag
tables!
Gray to like where we seen, like go through like to the other side or whatever. Of the
Yeah,
room.
yeah. So it's one large room right now. It almost like is a smaller version of this. It has the same rounded edges, but it's not quite large. It's only about like 30 feet, probably in the and yeah, probably only 30 feet. So it's quite about half the size of the ballroom in size total. As you walk in, and you can tell, other than the big island in the center, and like, there's a whole bunch of different cabinets. Some are a strange metal alloy, and other are like wood analogs from different things that you've seen that kind of have a weird porous nature to them. And you can see the people running around. That's what you see kind of around this space.
There's no like doorways or anything.
You don't roll perception for me, and you both can do this.
I need the.
Oh, sorry.
I only rolled an 8.
Okay.
6.
6. So you don't see any other doorways at all
Okay.
in the area. You can see that the only 2 doors seem to be the ones that lead into the ballroom.
Okay.
In comment, I'll just be like, where'd they go?
I don't know. Let's just like stand off to the side for a moment.
Yeah.
And let's go. Like I want to walk like basically clear across to go to like the other side of the room.
Okay,
And
so
then just like
back to where the doors are, like in between the doors. Is that what you mean? Or
no, like to the opposite side.
so like
of the
okay,
kitchen.
so
Like,
you kind of walked in and kind of did a little lap,
Yeah.
and now you want to be on the other side.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
and
so-
kind of like if we can, so up to you, but like try and like investigate very quickly.
gotta be
To
very-
see if I
You
can
guys
see
can roll just
anything.
because your perception check was so bad. You can roll investigation, but with disadvantage. But you can both roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to see what that number was. So, and it was investigation.
Okay, 4. Yep, investigation.
Yeah, mine was 8.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
guys are running. You
Yeah,
run your
same
hand
thing.
along the walls. You don't seem to find anything,
Okay.
and your lap around the room as you end up, and you can see everybody's like scrambling, and you can actually see, like tears rolling down some of the chefs' faces. But no one. Everybody's still working. You don't see anyone stopping,
Okay.
but you can see like tears welling in their eyes.
Okay, I'm just
And
gonna
the
like,
yelling has just continued the whole time.
I'm
Like,
gonna just turn to Gray and be like, we should get out of here.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we'll like go out.
okay, and you guys can just have no problem exiting out.
As I'm leaving, I'm just gonna roll my finger. I'm just gonna say dust in the kitchen as I walk out.
Nice. As you walk out,
You guys are both the charisma characters.
you are.
Good job.
I mean, it's a good pairing actually.
Yeah.
So as we as you guys walk out, we will jump over to Pippin Frost.
Oh my god.
So Pippin, you are walking down this spiral staircase, and as you're walking, you can see like spots on the wall where torches can be lit, but it doesn't appear that Lydia has any care to light any of these torches. And you walk for a couple minutes actually, maybe 2 or 3 down the spiral staircase. You can tell that you're getting quite far down at this point before you reach a landing, and like a pretty nice wooden door that she opens up into a very like a nice like lusciously carpeted, beautifully sculpted library.
Wow. This is incredible.
Well,
Who
yes.
did this?
You have a lot of questions.
Oh, I'm very curious.
Yes, well, this was carved long ago before Lord High Commander's conquest of the fort.
Oh.
It is, I'm not gonna lie, it's quite gaudy and unnecessary, but it is secure.
I must say, I do admire your culture. So refined and simple.
Yes.
I wish where I came from it was like that.
Lord High Commander Linwood has really done wonders.
You know, you
for
all
the
wear
forest
the
and
same
for us.
clothes. You all have the same haircut. There's
You're
just
all-
one store for toothpaste.
It is amazing. We are all truly equal.
Why do you need so many toothpastes?
We are all truly equal in the fort. We are all one. We all work towards the greater good of our fellow Loxogif.
Yes, collectivism. I subscribe to that ideology.
If only
as well.
the other,
Oh
if
my
only the other
God.
races saw it the way we did. If only they didn't resist the compassion and our acceptance that we want to draw them in. But one day they'll understand. Once we unite the GIF, the Loxogif. they will
Perhaps if
understand.
perhaps if I can be of assistance to your regime, I could find a position within your ranks.
Well, we'll see about that. Follow me, follow me.
Of course.
And as you
lead the
walk
way.
around, you can see that in front of you there is a you can see just the open library. There's a couple shelves in the center and off to the side. If you look around, you can actually see that the shelves and the door wraps around, and you can see faint light and a little like sitting area, almost like a library desks, where you can like lay down books to read in that section as well. But she actually appears to be walking just towards another bookshelf in front of you.
Okay.
Yep.
So, where exactly are we headed?
Oh, we're heading to the archives, of course.
These books.
Oh, no, these aren't. Don't worry. And she will reach up and she's going to pull an assortment of different books on the shelf.
Can I memorize what she's doing?
You can roll an intelligence check to try.
Can I
You
hear
know what?
talking from where I'm at? I don't know.
I'm good at intelligence. 17.
17. So you see, and she kind of like tried to like stand in your way, but you managed to peek around her. And you see her pull an assortment of different books off of the shelves. There's like 2 rows, one on each side. And there are 5 each. So she pulls from the top right, she pulls a green. From the middle left, she pulls a blue. From the second from the bottom right, she pulls another green. And from the second from the top, from the the very tip top, she pulls a black. And the door slides open,
Okay.
revealing
Out
another.
of the shelf?
No, it just slides it almost like creaks open,
Cool.
revealing another set of stairs.
Secret passage behind a bookshelf. Very traditional.
Traditional. I've never seen anything else like this before.
Where I come from, that's like totally the thing.
You'll have to tell me more about the place where you come from.
Oh, I'd be very
I've
interested.
never heard of a Semitic colony that had bookshelves like
Oh,
this.
I'm not a Semite.
Left on his own.
You'll have to tell me what you are then one day.
Oh, I'd be
But follow me.
free to give up anything you'd like to know.
Follow me down. Follow me down.
Sure.
As you go down yet another spiral staircase for another similar amount of time, you can tell that you're pretty deep down into this floating island. Before you appear, and this one is a simple hallway with 3 sets of doors on either side. But these doors are not made of wood. They're it must be as medical or very laboratory-esque as you walk into this hallway. The doors are very are full metal with a single window.
I have a
Center of
question. Since we went through the first secret door where she carved the symbol in the wall,
Mhm.
have there been any other people?
You have not seen a single other person. You
Okay.
were just going down a spiral staircase until you were in the room, the library. Then you went down another spiral staircase until you're into this hallway.
Okay. Very far down.
Yes, well, secrets. You know, the rulers before didn't quite like. They stored their things and their trinkets and their nothingnesses here. Unimportant.
I
Gold,
see.
treasures. We have repurposed it in the past.
Surely.
Yes.
Alright, well, after you.
Follow me. And she'll go and she'll, on the second door on the right, she'll open it up into like a very traditional kind of like alchemical laboratory. Beakers and vials,
Ooh.
looping around all over the place, connected to other things. Nothing seems to be in motion though. It seems to be things have been left for now. And you can see a shelf that is full of vials, but most of them, they seem to be covered in glass.
Okay. Ah, lovely. A laboratory.
Yes, I'm not familiar with the word.
No?
Yes, I more so call it an alchemist's hovel.
Are you familiar with alchemy?
Personally, I am not, but we have some amongst our ranks that are.
Surely.
Yes. Well, follow me, one more to go.
Alright, I'm following you all the way.
As she will once again trace a symbol on the far wall as she walks straight across.
Can I see the symbol?
You can roll an intelligence check.
20.
20. So you see a symbol. This one appears to almost be like a spiral, but as it goes closer towards the center, it turns into a triangle with the lines down the center.
Okay.
Yeah. As the door opens, and it once again creaks open, revealing once again one more spiral staircase.
Down again. You know, you should really invest in some sort of contraption that can lower you down on a chain, perhaps.
But that would be easy. Well, would want anyone easily getting down here?
Oh, I just thought for convenience.
Convenience. Sounds like a weakness to me.
Ah,
If it's worth it, it's worth the work.
fair.
Now follow me.
Alright.
And the door will creak closed behind you as you walk down once more. And we're going to jump over to Ronan.
How long
I
have
got
you
the
been
wall.
walking for?
Long time. I'm like,
Yeah, it's been like
at
actually.
least it's not up the stairs.
Probably like a 10-minute
You'll
down
have to come up
sidewalk.
eventually, though.
She'll carry me.
So whereabouts are we right now?
So we're stopping at exactly where it was. You are being led up this staircase.
Okay.
In the eerie silence, only hearing the footsteps of your captor.
But I know not to say anything because I've already got crushed once.
So as you get led up,
Twice.
you eventually After a few moments, it's not a very long ascension, you come into a room. And you can see on the edge of this room that there is a door. And they just simply go open the knob with their hand and walk through, close the door behind them. And you can see that as they close this door, you're in a long hallway. Just they walk down this simple hallway. It's fairly thin. It looks like only one person can walk abreast in it. Towards the very, very end, where you see another door. They open it once more. Close the door behind them, and this time you almost in like a little study of sorts. There's a desk and a table with assorted amounts of chairs, almost like in a school, like a little private room.
Okay.
And as you're gonna get turned in order to so they can open the door that you see on the far wall, and you can see that behind you that there's no door that you know that on the wall that you would come through, almost like it's hidden.
Okay.
And as the other door opens, you're greeted by a gigantic library. Vaulting ceilings, very tall, probably at least 30 or 40 feet, with bookshelves running all the way up to the top, and tall ladders and different platforms allowing access to different books on the shelves.
You brought me down, and then is my mouth still covered?
Your mouth actually never got covered.
Oh yeah.
You silent. You stopped talking willingly.
May I speak now?
You may speak when spoken to. Did I speak to you?
No, you did not. But
Silence then.
I need to know what room is this? Is this some sort of library?
I said silence, and you'll kind of feel a clunk. And feel another clunk on your head as you take 2 more bludgeoning damage.
Nak is like frantically biting and trying to get his way, and he's like silence alone, and it's like, oh, because you said silence.
Yeah, Dak also got knocked unconscious.
Yeah,
So as
Nak's brains are.
So as you're led forward towards this long, this very tall, square-like pillar, it almost looks like the center of the room. One large pillar was made to support the roof. That is still lined with bookshelves. As they go forward and with their trunk, they.
I know we were looking for like some important book here, but is there anything of like? Is there any indication of like a book that's like encased in anything, like glass?
You do see an assortment of different books in cases, some open to certain pages, but you are moving too quickly around to get any good view of them.
Okay.
Like you can't read any text or anything that is on them, and even so, even when you do get a glimpse enough to like possibly read a word, your brain isn't able to catch up to the Orin yet. You're still not practiced enough in reading an Orin, so you don't have enough time to translate it into common for yourself.
Do I still have all my stuff on me? Like, do I still have all my like?
Yeah, everything is still on you currently, but you are like grappled. You are restrained right now.
Right.
Can
I try to get away once more or no?
If you would like, as the elephant man reaches his trunk up towards the bookshelf and starts pulling books down in specific orders, you can attempt an acrobatics check to try to escape.
So he's okay. Was he pretty firm with like just like sit still kind of thing before? Like he was like
he is like he has told you not to move and to not talk.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of like where would I even go if I get out of here.
You don't even know where you are.
I know, that's the thing. You know what? I'm not gonna do it then. I'll just stay where I'm at. Looking around, I don't see anybody else like in the room with me. Other
no perception.
8.
So you actually hear as a door swings open in front of as the bookcase opens from this and once again a secret door. Lots of secret doors. You hear another creak, and as you're walking into the door, you out of the corner of your eye see a shape of like a dark navy blue and black, but that's all you see is the door. Okay. As you are shut into this large room, and you see it's much bigger than you thought. And it looks like it's like the whole bookcase is surrounding this room with a spiral staircase leading upwards. Lots of spiral staircases as well. They have specific architecture they enjoy. Another spiral staircase leading up, and this time there's actually natural light appearing to shine down from the small space in the ceiling above you.
Right.
And as you walk up, and it only takes a few moments, you are greeted by a large, kind of vaulted dome with not quite as high bookshelves lining around the room, with a large desk on one side with a chair with its back turned. in a form lying on the ground
Who was?
with shabby armor
Can I
and a ginger
recognize it?
beard, and it is Knack
It is Knack.
with a
Women.
large, rhinoceros man standing over his body.
As soon as we get in, does he like let me go?
Nope, you're still held.
Can I see that he's unconscious?
Yeah.
Yep, you can tell
I
that
can
he's
tell
unconscious. And roll one more perception check for me.
19.
19. You can see that other than his armor, there's nothing else on him.
So
You
none
don't
of-
see his classic glowing hammer. You don't see anything else. You just see what he's wearing. Actually, you're not even wearing armor. You have your leather outfit on. You just see his leather outfit.
Yeah.
No, no.
Onesie.
I forgot what I with the cape. But you see, no, but you do notice that the strange sea-like cape that he had recently acquired is missing from his shoulders.
Damn.
Yeah, so you don't see
Robbed.
anything. You only see the leather onesie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leather one.
Um,
God damn it.
That's
We're
gotta
not.
be
Good for
so
Nick.
well, I will. I'm not going to talk because if I do, I'm going to get hurt. But I know that it's Knack, and I will try to think about a few things that I can do. But there's really nothing I can do at this point.
So you, your elephant guard, will stand next to the rhinoceros, and the rhinoceros' foot is like kind of on top, or like on the side of Knack's head, like keeping, like not like with a lot of pressure, and you can tell that it's not like a lot, but it's like just in case Knack tries to struggle or start waking up.
Are we walking like say he's on the ground? Is he bringing me next to him?
You were standing next to each other, like standing next to it, and you're turned, and you were looking at the desk with the chairs.
Is there a
high
way that I
back
can
turned.
like try to like nudge like Knack with my foot without them noticing that I'm doing so?
Knack is too small, and you're
Okay.
too high
Yeah.
to be able to kick, and you would be able to tell that.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you stand, in just a moment, before the chair spins, revealing an absolutely enormous elephant man with silvery colored skin and large, pristine looking tusks. A very crisp uniform that looks a bit more detailed than some of the other ones. It has a lot more metals adorning it, and almost has like a string of silver running along all of its seams. And the man will look at you and will nod towards Knack. Wake that one up. And you'll feel a kick straight to your ribs, Knack.
What was that?
And you feel a pressure on the side of your head. Yeah. As you raise your hand, you feel the foot, and you hear it from across the room. Don't move. The two of you. I've heard things regarding you. Strange, don't even know quite what you are. Others might mistake you as Sibates, but I know quite more than that. Tell me your names.
And
You,
what?
hairy one.
And why should we do that? You.
Because I told you to. And what I say is law here. And you will listen to my laws. Or else you will suffer.
May I ask your name first before telling you mine?
Ah, you don't know me. Surprise, most people who come do. I'm Hector. Hector Linmore. Lord High Commander of the forts and all of its colonies. Soon to be the Emperor of the Plane of Air. Now tell me your names.
Best of luck, y'all.
Lonan Bluebane.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Knack.
Lonan and Knack. You have come at a wonderful time. You both get to be parts of the soon-to-be greatest empire the planes have ever known.
Be part of it.
You will do your part.
What part is this?
Oh, many things. But I know you both have gifts of magic. Fire magic, to be precise.
And who told you this?
Oh, the fort has eyes. Everyone knows. I see everything that happens here. That shopkeep, I can't remember his name, but he is the clothier. The stitcher probably made you out this outfit here as well.
No, I made this.
Well, that explains it. Everything that the fort does is of much higher quality.
What are you talking about?
But that is beside the point. I've been informed that you both have the spark within you. And I plan to use that spark.
It sounds
And you
to
will
me-
help me, and you will use it for me.
I believe you might have the wrong information. I don't know what you were talking about magic.
Roll deception. I rolled
Uh,
that 20.
Jokes.
Linmore's
And that
a
20
savage.
Yeah.
13.
Let's he'll look up at you. You tried to lie to me. Show him what lying to me does.
Oh no.
And you will again feel the tightness around you.
Oh no.
And this time you'll feel your shoulder dislocate. Like,
As soon as he does that, I have a question. Since now that I know about my ring, can I use it or no?
you are restrained?
Okay.
So,
plan.
no. Because remember,
I
the
guess
way
I-
you're restrained is like this, and he's holding your wrist.
Okay, so I was kind of just gonna like, I guess I can't really do it, but like,
I could say you could like flip the rose into existence.
I was gonna try to like grab it and like,
And then you're like,
jab it into him or something like that if I could, or like.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. If you want to. I
like
thought you
just
were.
like his hand, like my hands are like this, and then like
So
that.
you feel your shoulder dislocate as you take another 8 bludgeoning damage as you're squeezed incredibly tightly. And you can feel like the pressure on your ribs. As you flip your finger, what color rose appears?
And then am I able to like?
What color?
Yeah, what color rose?
Oh, sorry. Oh, what color rose? Pink.
A beautiful, bright pink rose appears between your fingers as you stab it into him. And I'm not even going to make you roll at it. And you can feel like, you almost hear like a trumpeting shock. As you'll see Linmore smile. And you brought me gifts. More magic items to add to my collection. I'm not the one to much like magic. It has its use, but I find it disgusting. Too individual. You need to be too much chaos in order to use it. Too much freedom. I don't like that about
How are
freedom.
you going to make us do magic tricks or whatever you like us?
I have my ways. My guards here will get the cuffs soon enough. You will get the cuffs soon enough. And bind you. And then you'll be at my whim. I think I must thank you again, though, for joining the fort, offering your services to us. Power our airships, fuel our cities.
Is this how you get all of your people to obey you? With
Oh,
force? And I'm gonna look at the guards like in their eyes and see what they do. They like? Do
you
they,
can't
like,
quite look up enough,
but-
but you can roll insight with disadvantage. Disadvantage.
Sorry. Okay.
I disagree
20.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
you rolled good.
Good. So you can tell that the guards, they don't seem to be shaking at all. They almost like seem to have like this admiration.
So they're
For
not.
Linmore.
So they're like doing it
Huh.
on will.
Ha! Fear. Only the weak rely on fear.
It seems as
My
if
subjects love me. They'll do anything for me and for the fort. For they know that we are building a better civilization together. Take them away. Strip them of their things. Get them some rags. Until they show that they're trustworthy enough. Now go. And you'll feel the two, and you'll see the one on your side salute onto his chest before going to pick you up once again, Knack. So, are you going to try to resist? No? So, it's automatically success grapple as you guys are walked back down the staircase. And we're going to jump over to, I believe, Eerie.
Alright.
In the shape of an elephant woman.
Yep.
Yes.
So, Eerie.
In a very tight pantsuit.
Yes, it shows everything. Everything. So you walk up the staircase, and you can see to your left and to your right, doors, 2 large double doors that are closed right now, that but nothing else that is leading into anywhere. So as you open the one set of doors, you're greeted by a library. Stories and stories tall. Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Not that one. Oh, not 20.
Ooh! So you see, as you walk into the library, you hear a shifting sound. Looks like
Okay.
doors opening.
Okay.
And you see a large elephant man stepping into what looks like a bookcase. And in his arms, you see no one else but Lone and Bluebane. As the doors slide shut, and they don't appear, and they don't appear to see you. But you see Lonen's, you see distinctly his very bright, iconic eyes.
Okay.
To almost glance over you as the doors close on him.
Okay. I'm going right for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you walk up, you can see. Roll an investigation check for me.
Ooh, feel me now. Oh, well, my investigation 0 and I rolled 9. So 9.
So you, as you walk down the staircase, you got kind of like, not the staircase, the bookcase. You walk pretty quickly, but you realize suddenly that you have no idea which of these bookcases opened up.
Okay.
You have a hard time. It's quite long. It is like feet and feet. It's like probably like 40, maybe even 60 feet of bookcase.
Okay.
And you're having a hard time picking out which exactly one had the door in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be just kind of like starting right in front of me, like looking. Does it look like? Do I see like a seam? You know,
No, that was your investigation.
That was my
roll.
investigation. I'm gonna start just pulling on books.
Okay, so are you just pulling them on the
I'm just, like,
ground?
pulling on it. I'm not pulling them on the ground. I'm pulling them out, and if they come out, I'm putting it back in.
Okay.
Like I'm looking to see if there's like a trick one that like is a lever.
Okay,
like
roll a
a-
d20 for me.
Okay.
Actually, no, roll a d100 for me.
Okay.
That
You have to roll
one
both.
and down.
And this one,
Yeah.
I got 102. Is
One
that
oh-
what
I
that
think
is?
it's 12.
12.
That's 12. I
Okay.
got 12.
So, you are pulling on the books, and how long do you want to do this for?
I would say like 2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes. In those 2 or 3 minutes, you don't find anything that sticks.
Okay.
And as you look up, you're feeling overwhelmed. And you look up and you see just books all in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take like a scan of the rest of the room. There's no other doors or.
Roll perception.
God, 9.
Okay, so 9. So you see, actually on the wall opposite you, so with your back to the staircase now, to the bookcase now, you can see 4 doors, all of them closed. And the far wall actually is not covered in books in that one section where the doors are present. It looks like they might lead somewhere, but you can't tell because they're closed. But you can see another smattering of desks and some long ones with chairs scattered around. Almost like this is like a common area for the library.
Okay.
And to your left, on the opposite wall from the door that you came in, you see a large window that leads out onto the beautiful scenery of the city. In its stagnant, square, ashen gray buildings and the endless sky. And you can see that a mist is starting to roll in over the city, over the fort.
Okay. I'd like to go back to like the bookcase
Okay.
and put my elephant ear against it
Okay.
and kind of just be like,
Okay.
I'm like
So,
kind of seeing if I hear anything.
how long do you want to do that for?
A minute.
A minute. So roll perception again.
Oh, not terrible. 15.
15. So after a little while, you do notice that a couple of them seem to sound different.
Yeah.
But most of them sound like, as you go across, you notice the corner sounds like a lot heavier, but almost all the ones in the center sound like there's a space behind them.
Okay.
But none of them sound distinct from one another. Just
Right.
like the ends sound solid.
And then the middle ones sound not solid.
Yeah.
If I kick it really hard. I'm sorry, I just kicked Saber in the butt.
Aw.
Oh, sorry, Saber.
Saber.
Disadvantage.
Minus
Yeah.
2 HP.
No, minus 2. Poor Saber. Worthington gets that minus 2 HP.
Yeah, to see.
So, if you kick it, your foot hurts.
Okay.
And a couple of the books kind of rattle on the bookcase, but nothing else happens.
Okay. I'm going to go back. Oh, it's risky. It makes me nervous. I'm going to go back out the way I came in.
Okay.
To where the guards are.
Yep. So you're back onto the balcony overlooking.
Yeah. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I just saw that small girl go through the door in the library. In the bookshelves.
Door in the library?
Yes. She was...
Door in the bookshelves. I don't know what you mean. There's no door in the bookshelves. Do you mean one of the studies?
It's above your pay grade. Don't worry about it.
But she's in there.
I saw her. You need to go and get me.
I'll get you someone. And he'll kind of he'll
You're
put his
like,
hand on his scimitar
"Don't
and
worry about it."
on his compass and kind of like walk away briskly.
Yeah, bring me your manager.
Bring me Hector.
I'm a Karen now. I want to speak to the manager.
You're an elephant
my
with Karen
God.
hair.
Yeah.
Like a big
I got
beehive.
bangs, but it's spiked up in the back.
Yeah. So we are going to jump over to Bree and Gray, and you guys just walked out of the kitchen at this moment.
Okay. Well, we didn't see Lone in there.
No.
The only other person that I seen leave was in that direction. I'm gonna point to where I seen Pippin and Eerie go with that person. Should we try there next?
I mean, that's the only other option. We can't just sit around here and wait.
Okay, so we'll start heading towards that.
Okay.
We'll continue our facade. Haha.
And we'll I'll take him onto the dance floor and kind of swirl into dancing to get across the room so it's less conspicuous.
Roll another performance check with me
Sure.
for me.
You lead the dance, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Of course.
Performance, you said?
Yes.
So 24.
15.
Okay, so yeah, you guys seemingly go back into the dance. Gray steps on your foot once, but it doesn't hurt. It's
My
more
bad.
just you can tell he's has other things on his mind.
My dance earlier was so much better. I swear.
And again,
You didn't dance earlier.
What?
We'll talk about it later.
as you finish the dance, and you get off of the dance floor once again.
I feel cold inside. I didn't dance.
So as you walk through, you've managed to get to the other side and you open the doors. And as you open, you see a guard with a startled expression on his face, kind of push past you guys and walk into the room.
So he doesn't
He just
say
walked past
anything?
you. Yeah.
Okay, we'll just continue then.
Okay.
That's concerning.
So as you guys walk down the hallway, you see the two doors on either side that are all closed. Before you exit out into with the large pillar greeting you and the two staircases, and you notice that there's only one guard that's kind of looking around the room. It's pacing back and forth between the staircases. And you actually do also see a large navy-colored elephant woman in tight spandex.
Would I at all recognize the outfit?
You can roll an intelligence check for me. If you would like to, you can
Also,
as
my
well.
staff is on my back still.
Yes.
Just an intelligence?
Yeah, just intelligence.
Oh, intelligence.
That was only a 10 for
Okay.
me.
9.
A 10 was enough. Gray, you don't realize, but Bree, you do recognize that this is Erie's outfit.
I was looking for you. And I'm gonna just point at Eerie.
Yes, you.
I'm done. Guys,
Ma'am, do you know these Semite guests?
they're part of the entourage of the guest of honor tonight.
Yes. She showed us along on the
But this-
dance floor, and I was asking questions. I was asking about the food.
Oh, which guest of honor?
The food.
Which of the governors?
Hector brought us in here.
Oh my! Carry on speaking then. Oh, and I kind of turn away and almost walk farther away from you guys.
Okay.
Look at these buffoons.
Yes, let's speak more privately.
Yes.
Yes,
This is
yes.
concerning. Let me show you our beautiful library that we have.
Oh,
And
I
I'll-
love
We'll
books.
shut the door behind
Yes.
us. Okay.
What's going on? Have you found anybody?
Okay.
What is going on?
I saw Pippin go in this way. The doors closed before I could get in. I don't know where they went through, but I did see Lonin also get carried through
Oh.
some sort of trapdoor in this bookcase, and I can't find it. I know that this section right here.
I'm
sounds
gonna
different
rush
than the
over
rest.
to the this
Roll
case.
perception, everyone.
I've been pulling on all kinds of books. that I
Everybody
can't
or
get
just-
Oh, we
it
talked
No,
about
the three of them.
common.
Sorry, yeah.
I know.
Oh, and
Yeah.
So action.
Yeah. All three of you. Gray.
I
you,
rolled a nat one.
Okay.
So I was rushing over, so I was
I
not
rolled
paying
15.
attention.
13.
13.
You can't
So,
run and see
only Gray.
Exactly.
Your eyes are
You
closed.
see Bree rush forward towards the bookcase. And as you do, your ears pick up a noise. A shifting sound. As you look forward and you see one of the bookcases begin to open.
I'm
rather
gonna
than-
pull Bree and pull the elephant.
No, yeah, no one said it was eerie yet.
I'm getting that clue,
Yeah.
but I'm just like pulling them both out of the way, and I'm looking for a table or something we can hide under.
So you guys are close enough to the edge. Roll a. I'm gonna have just Gray roll a stealth check for me because you guys aren't. You guys didn't realize, and he's acting for all of you.
9.
9. Okay, so you guys are tumbled behind the bookcase, but as you're pulled, you guys fall to the ground in like a hoof. And Nak and Leonin, you hear this like hoof sound as the door of the bookcase opens up.
All I see.
And you hear and you see you can like feel the guards behind you moving. Did you hear that? No, I didn't hear anything. Could have sworn I heard something.
I heard it.
Well, you be quiet now. And you guys hear Mac's voice as well. You guys are hearing this.
Do we have
conversation.
a
Oh, so now-
recovery time where we can continue moving out of the
So
table?
now we're allowed to talk then?
No, neither of you speak.
Or what? You're going to hurt us again?
And he'll squeeze again, and not tight enough, but you can feel like your dislocated shoulder ache as he squeezes. It's enough. Yeah. I don't think you want to get knocked out again there, do you, Shorty?
What happened to your friend?
Oh, won't happen again.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys walk by, what did you three want to do?
So
So you guys are on the ground.
I didn't hear.
You hear this now. You hear them
Okay.
talking.
I want to grab one under each arm, these two, and kind of like roll to standing.
Roll a strength check for me.
I will try to assist with my toes.
Do I
and
have
try
better
to...
strength, or do I just have eerie strength?
You
You just have
strength.
your strength.
Yeah, can I just
We'll
try to
allow
make
it.
it easier?
We both allow her to carry us.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can I do something while they're doing something?
We'll do this with them. We'll
Yeah,
come
I
back
was
to
doing
it.
this at the same time.
Yeah. I just want to know what the result of this.
Yeah.
What's the roll?
5.
You can't. You try, and you're like, you almost like get stuck on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to just stand up instead then.
Okay, it takes you an extra minute.
Okay.
What did you want to do?
I'm going to shift while I'm in his.
Oh, okay.
And when I shift, because I'm like tight, like I want to like just push my way out if I can. while I'm
Okay, so
shifting.
roll a brain check. Roll a athletic.
How
acrobatics.
close is
With
his?
advantage?
How like if I look up, can I see his
Sure.
neck or is it or
Did you just
like
say
his trunks?
mathematics?
No. What'd you say?
Like if I look up, can I see his throat above me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to bite his I'm gonna try to shift and bite his throat.
Okay,
while
so
shifting.
you can roll. Okay, roll to see if you can get out first.
Sure. What is it? Sorry.
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Okay, so 14.
You do not manage to get out of the grass, but you feel him kind of startle, and you can make an attack against him
Okay. I don't have any weapons, so.
with your bite. You
With
just
my
said you were
bite,
trying to bite him.
Yeah, there's just my bite. Yeah. Nice.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
So is it just unarmed? My long two shifting strike.
You are proficient in it, so it's your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
Yes, it's 21 to hit.
Oh, that
Yeah.
hits.
1d6 minus 1, it says?
Yeah, because you have a -1 to strength.
Yeah.
Your bite's really weak.
Yeah, so 1 damage.
As you bite and it grazes, and you have a really hard time piercing the thick hide
Yeah.
of the lock.
You
segment.
actually
Max
just
bite
nibbled
did
his
more
neck.
damage.
I mean, it did the same amount of damage, but
But I do regain temporary hit points, though.
Yeah.
you do gain some temporary hit points. But you do stay, and you guys hear the trumpeting kind of like shock, like of this guard behind, and Eerie is now standing. And you hear the other guard behind. Hurry up! Get them to the cells. We'll hold them here for now, till the gala's over.
I would like to just like turn their heads towards like the side chambers, not the outside door, but remember those 2 doors that you said were on the
The 4 doors. Yep.
the 4 doors.
Yep.
And like push them
Oh.
like Go in there.
Start
So
writing.
towards the side that they're on, or the opposite side?
The side that they're on.
Okay. So
It's the
you
closest, right?
so you push them out from behind the cover.
Uh-huh.
Is that so? That's what you're
Well,
gonna-
which side's closest?
closest currently is the side that you know they're on. So if
Okay.
you push them outside of that wall,
Right over
they're gonna see you.
Are we on
Oh.
cover?
Yeah. So if you go the other way, they're not on that side. Yeah, they can't see you right now, and you can't see them. You can just hear their voices.
Oh, I want them to like run.
The other way.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to confirm.
Is
Okay.
it kind of like one of those libraries where it's like the bookshelves, and then like when they're walking by, you can just like walk?
No,
around
this one is like a large chamber room with a big square in the center that is bookcases all the way up.
Big square.
And on either side of the room, the far side is window, the closest side that you came in under the two doors, and the two sides have 4 chambers on each side.
So
I
we
want
would
them to go
go.
into one of the chambers.
On the opposite side than where they're on.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was trying to confirm. Okay. So you push them the opposite way, and did you guys all go?
I run.
We just start like hurrying over.
But like fast walking, so
Yeah.
you don't make
Yeah.
a lot of noise.
Mhm.
Roll. All of you can roll an individual stealth check now.
Me too.
You're not wearing your armor, right?
Jesus,
Yeah.
all of a sudden. I was doing good for a little bit there.
Jesus Christmas.
9.
6.
13.
Why aren't we just called the under 10s?
Yeah.
Under 10s.
Undertones.
The Undertons.
I love
I love that.
Oh my god.
The Undertones.
The Undertons. I love it. Okay. So the Undertons. That's perfect. Run towards the far door. And as you push them, you manage to stand up quite silently. The carpet under your feet is managing to mask the sound. But they're kind of like disorientedly push Gray and Bree, and they hit the bookshelf, and like some books like clamber to the ground. And you guys see, I swear someone's in here.
Can I?
Yeah, I heard it too.
Do I hear them say that?
Yeah,
Can I see who's like over there?
you can't see it all. You hear the clanging. You hear like the books fall into the ground.
Oh my gosh, I had too much to drink.
Roll a performance check for me.
Did I see this at all?
You don't know. You guys, it's behind like a thing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yes, you hear it. You are hearing all of this happen, but you
You guys are on opposite
Can I s-
sides of the big square in the
Yeah.
middle, so you can't see.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job.
5.
5.
Impeccable. An actor.
Absolute perfection.
We can't get them now. Just go through.
Because
we'll let someone else when we
Because
get there.
she's performing so low, is her voice like cracking in and out of like ears?
Yeah. No, it's not
No.
cracking it. It's
Alright.
but you can tell that it's very like ah, ah. It's very like fake and very obvious and very like it's like bad acting. It's like I am so drunk. It's just like really bad acting.
I'm not gonna know that it's eerie in it. I'm just gonna say whoever's over there we're taken hostage without being able to get away. If you can help us, and I don't know what to say. Fuck.
The mouth, you're like halfway through, so you'll get to almost the last thing you said. We don't know what to. A mouth will slam. A hand will slam over your
A
mouth.
mouth will slam over your mouth.
We'll just start making out with you.
-500.
Let me draw that. Yeah.
A mouth will slam over your
A hand will slam over your
A
mouth.
big trunk.
my heart.
And you guys will hear Lonan yell that out. As they will say, just hurry, get to the doors. And you guys will like just be rushed towards the same door that led you before.
Before,
to,
yeah.
Uh-oh.
What, like the doors out of the library?
No. You guys don't see them because you're running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you stopped.
Take your time.
Did we hear the voice?
You guys heard
just
Lonan yell.
They're reading the books.
What do we do? Guys, what do we do? I think that was
So you guys are at the far doors at this point.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
It sounds like they're getting manhandled.
This is the slowest reaction of her. They're like,
Too slow. Okay, I
I feel like we should go.
rush in the direction of the voices. that I
Okay.
heard.
So
I'll say a safe distance.
Yuri will turn and shift and slide a little bit before running back, and you will see the one door open, the far right one out of the 4. So like you're looking at it, there's one on the far left towards the window. The far right one opens up, and you see the one form disappear inside. So with the one holding Monin, before the head of the rhinoceros man turns and sees you.
Mm-hmm.
Millie?
Yeah.
Millie, you can't be here.
I have expressed permissions to be in here. I am looking for one of the honored guests. She snuck in here, and I'm trying to find her.
Roll deception.
I'm doing terribly. I'm doing so terribly.
The Undertons.
This is you guys.
Dude, I think it's this table, dude.
It's enough of these.
10.
10. Let's see what looking at me like. Millie, I'm telling you to leave now.
Well,
Linmore will not appreciate you being here. And I know you have... I know there are things that you don't want them to know. So I suggest you leave.
okay, well, all I'm saying is I saw her in this room.
Well, then we will catch her and deal with her. Millie. No, go be safe.
I am going to cast darkness.
Oh! So like, okay, so you use how many? I don't know how many key points it is.
I don't know. I have 5 key points right now.
You have
let me
enough.
look it up.
You have
Yeah, yeah, no,
No, I
keep
mean,
going.
I
You
wanna-
have-
It's 2.
Oh, no, you used 1 key point for Step of the Wind. So you have 6.
Okay.
No, you're
No,
right.
I have 4.
We're level 5. I forgot what level we
It
were.
costs 2 key points.
Oh, we can change that.
What's darkness do?
Yeah, we could just bump up to 17.
It makes the entire room dark and no one can see
It's-
it.
It's, no, it's a
No,
certain
it's a small
thing.
area.
Someone
Okay.
bring up the. Actually, I'll bring it up.
I have darkness.
Oh my
Do you actually?
gosh.
Yeah.
Where you
What?
cast, like, you have to choose a point
No,
or
I
a person or
haven't
an
saved.
object.
I want it to be basically like doorway, where he's like standing.
So like wherever you're standing, you're probably like 15 feet away from him at this point. You're like at the
That
edge.
is what it does.
So
I'm
15
15
foot.
feet away from him.
It's a 15-foot
No,
I
you're
range.
can
15 foot away
Yeah, it's a
from him.
range of 60 feet.
You were close enough
Oh, okay.
that you could put it like right in the doorway.
Right in like
and have
maybe
it
just like
spill
a little
out.
bit past him so that it covers him, but also like into the
Yeah.
other room.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have no idea how deep the other room is, so you
No.
put it a little bit in, and he got like an ink cloud almost
Yeah.
like spills out of the room into this large sphere. And Nak, you were enveloped in darkness.
I can still see though, right?
No,
You can't see into the darkness.
But I
it
have dark
disappears.
vision.
it's magical.
It's magical
Magical
darkness.
You
can't
need
see through
infernal
it.
vision or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need infernal vision.
You can't see through it. And you guys,
No one.
Is that a code?
see.
Did something happen?
Where did you run to, by the way?
I was also kind of like
Close.
like Ray.
We're kind of like
Like,
peeking over.
yeah, like hesitantly going, but like,
I'm just
because we didn't want to, we didn't
Yeah.
know what she was gonna do. She just turned.
So you
right?
saw this happen, and you hear the yell as the darkness. Yeah, is it Nak yelling?
Yeah.
Nak yells.
All right, I think we have to act.
Blast! What is this?
I'm gonna act as if I don't. What's happening?
Yeah.
Why did it go so dark? As I'm like
What have you done?
pushing him
And
aside.
Are you
Nak,
pushing him
I'm
aside?
trying to like get through.
and Nak, you are gonna take. You're gonna take 8 bludgeoning damage as you get squeezed by this
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
Stop this magics!
Can I?
Oh, they think it's
Can I
you.
try to listen for the voice and then just run and try to like run through the darkness and tackle him out?
Yeah, you can try to run forward and tackle.
Oh,
Can I
But
kind of hear where he's coming from?
But
as Gray runs forward towards the tackle, hearing the yells in the darkness, with Eerie kind of being like, "Oh, what's happening?" We're gonna take a break for the evening. So we
Good job, guys.
are going to be back in about 10 minutes. Everybody's go get a snack, go get some water. I know we definitely are going to be. Thank you all for tuning in so far. We are excited to see you again after, and don't forget to stick around.
The Undertons.
Undertale.
Hello, everybody! Welcome back to AllFunNDice, session 28, with our hilarious misadventures of our newly coined Undertons.
The Undertons. That's our team name.
So, right before break, with Lonan and Knack in the arms of the guards of the fort, and Eerie in the form of an elephant woman named Millie, you guys, Bree and Gray, I almost said Knack. Bree and Gray, at their side, commenced a small brawl in order to free Lonan and Knack before they can get away. But we're going to put that on hold for now. We're going to jump back down,
Little pit.
far deep within this island's earth, to Pippin and Lydia, walking down their final set of spiral stairs.
So, Lydia. Special night for you, your coronation. Congratulations.
Yes, it's such an honor.
I'm sure. I'm sure it must be. Are you married, husband or wife?
I don't really have time. I'm married to the forts, married to my job,
Fair.
to my duty.
Fair. I understand that.
But just silence for now. We're almost there.
Oh, okay. We'll just walk in silence.
Oh no, we're here now.
Oh, okay.
As you approach, and there's a large metal door with a big, it's almost like submarine style
Like a vault.
vault door. As she cranks it open, and it swings, and you can see a fairly plain room of carved stone, with a single pedestal in the middle, and on that pedestal appears to be a book, very large, even larger than one that appeared like than it would be. Like, it looks Loxo gift sized, so quite larger than any book that you're used to seeing. Sitting closed on this pedestal, with a single single torch lit above it to illuminate the section. We're here. Your puzzle to be completed.
This is it.
Yes.
A book.
Can you tell me? I have a question for you before I let you closer.
Sure.
Do you know of Montello?
I've heard a bit of him from a Gith Yankee, actually. Or Gith Zerai? A Gith.
The Gith, yes. I don't much care for the Gith. Outsiders think they're better than us. But that's not the matter. Tell me what you know.
Well, this particular Gith told me that he was some sort of traveling alchemist. But aside from that, I don't know much. I assume he must have been famous of sorts.
Famous is one way to say it. There have been tales across the multiverse, but I only know the ones from here, from our plane of air. What I can tell you is Montello once was an alchemist, long ago.
No more? Is he retired?
You could say he is the father of alchemy.
The
At least
father
here.
of alchemy.
Yes. He was said to have brewed the first potion, mixed the first herbs, cataloged them all into this book, into his codex. Before he disappeared one day, millennia, in time forgotten. But his name lives on. His work lives on. And you are going to decipher it for us.
I will certainly do my best.
Take a look.
Sure. Do you mind if I set up? I have some equipment. I would like to rent some, possibly.
I would rather not for this first excursion.
They could help. Could I just use? And then I'm going to take my gauntlet out of my bag.
Roll persuasion.
It would just help, you see, with my equipment. 3.
Oh,
Do you roll that one?
Have to insist. For I know your name, Pippin Gilligan Faust,
Sure.
but I do not know your character. Put them away.
All right. Just for. All right. I'll take a look. And I'll step towards the codex.
Okay. And as you step towards it, the room is not very large. probably only 20 feet total from the wall you're at to the back wall. And in the center of the codex on its pedestal, as you run your fingers along the cover, you notice it's like stitched together, made of some sort of leather. You can't quite recognize it from running your fingers along, but it gives you a chill just to even touch it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And I will flip open the first page.
On the first page, roll a an intelligence check for me.
I'm good at that. No, I'm not.
On the
Not
count.
kidding.
These rolls.
This
Oh
is
my
the
god.
night of the doo-doo rolls.
7.
Yeah.
7.
Doodle rolls.
You open it up, and you
The
thought
duties.
you saw something on the page, but it appears blank when you open it.
Fascinating. Do you mind if I won't take out any of my gizmos or contraptions, but I would like to analyze this book with an alchemist's eye. Is that alright?
You would like to use your eyes to look at the book?
I know, I'm talking in metaphors. I would like to drip an elixir into my eye that would allow me heightened senses to perceive the book.
Speak not in tongues, what do you infer?
I am going to use a potion in my eye that will let me see properties of the book.
If you must, just...
Well, there's one condition. You see, I don't know how much you know about alchemy. On our walk, you said you didn't know much, so I don't want to go over all the details. But have you ever heard of alchemical radiation?
Alchemical radiation.
It's a serious problem where I come from. Leads to all sorts of deformities. And I'm going to take out a little potion bottle and say, we'll both have to drink these elixirs to protect us from the radiation. Here, and then I'm going to take one and drink a potion.
Roll a deception check with advantage for me.
Nine.
Oh. Night of the doo-doo rolls.
Hashtag.
She'll look at you, and you can see her eyes, her dark eyes, kind of dart back and forth a little while.
I'm drinking mine.
And you see a line of sweat appear on her forehead and drop off her muzzle onto the ground before she takes a shaky breath. All right,
Here, yeah.
and we'll grab it and drink the potion.
Oh.
I gave her the alchemist's sleeping potion. Or, sorry, the cannibal sleeping potion that we stole.
Oh, okay.
That we
So-
stole from those cannibals.
Okay, so I have to make a
And I know it happens continuously if you fail. Because when we ate it, we kept having to roll.
yes, and she drank pure vial of it. Woof. So she will take the drink and be like, Pippin Faust, I appreciate it. Oh,
You're
God."
welcome. You're welcome, Lydia.
As she like collapses straight to the ground.
And I drank.
And
a
you can
s-
see as she collapses, a trail of blood come from her head.
I drank a swiftness potion, which gives me extra movement speed for an hour.
Wow.
So I'm going to walk over to her and be like, "Oh, Lydia, I'm so sorry. I just, I'll do whatever it takes." And then I'm gonna pull a dagger out of my bag to bring him back to life, and then I'm gonna stab her in the eye.
Oh my God!
To bring him back to life?
He just said him. So you will stab her in the eye. I'm not even gonna make a roll.
Dad back.
You just full on stab her straight through the eye as you're long. And daggers aren't small. Daggers are like a forearm length, generally. So as you pull it, you stab the dagger into her eye, and the blood just gushes forth. And the breathing in her chest staggers for a moment before stopping.
And then Pippin's smile will fade. There. And then I'll walk over to the book and look at the book again.
Oh my God.
Pippin's a sociopath.
Okay, so you look at the book. How are you looking at? You're just looking through
I'm gonna
it.
look through the book and flip through some pages, and I'm guessing I can't decipher them.
So as you look through, roll another intelligence check for me.
God! 12.
12. So as you're flipping through the book, sometimes most of the pages appear blank. And as you're flipping through, it's quite a thick, large tome. Every so often you appear a page that seems to have strange, swirling runes and diagrams of unknown flora and parts of different animals' diagrams that swim and change and shift on the page before disappearing into nothing again. All within seconds of you looking at the page. You don't never get enough of a look to identify what everything is.
Thank you, Lydia. This is perfect. And then I'll close it and put it in my bag. Oh wait, before I put it in my bag, I will take out a little vial of gold dust, and I want to powder the gold dust around the book and cast Arcane Lock to lock it closed.
Okay, how long does that take to cast?
It's instantaneous.
Instantaneous. So
I'm
the
just
book...
using gold dust as the component.
Yeah, okay, and which you had talked about.
I asked you last
earlier.
session
Yes,
because
you
I
did.
planned this. I will lock the book shut with only me being able to open it as the trigger.
Okay.
And I will put it into my bag of holding. And then I will take another vial out of my bag. And as I walk to leave, I'm going to cast Disguise Self by drinking another vial. And I'm... well, it's not a potion.
It's a spell.
Yeah.
I am tempted.
Well, okay, I'll dump it over my head.
That is fine.
Okay, so as I walk
but
out...
for warning, that is your only change. If you ever drink a potion again,
sure,
I'm making you roll.
Sure. So I will, as I put the book in my bag, I will walk out and dump this vial over my head, and I'm going to make myself look like Lydia and walk over her body out of the room.
Okay. So,
does that change his clothes?
It's an illusion.
Yes,
over
it's an
my
illusion
whole
over
body.
top.
Also,
how
what's
many
the difference
feet? How many
between-
feet can it change with Disguise Self?
I will tell you, but
what's the difference between him drinking it and pouring it over his head?
Drinking potions, it's not technically a potion he's doing, he's flavoring it as a potion.
Mm-hmm.
So drinking potions more than one at a time, Pippin has talked to you guys all about this in character, so
Right.
you know. You have to roll a D100 and an effect happens.
Right.
But it's kind of weird for Pippin, because his magic isn't technically potions, but it kind of is.
Right.
So I'm giving him a warning.
Okay, got it.
That if he flavors a potion, spells a potion and drinks it,
It could have
it
effects.
triggers, but won't trigger the same way. It triggers in a special way, but it'll still trigger.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And the difference is that he didn't ingest it, so the ingestion of the potion makes a difference.
Okay.
I can make myself 1 foot taller.
So you're like a short Lydia.
A shorter Lydia. I'll kind of look stooped.
Yeah.
But I'll step out of the room.
Okay. So as Pippin just begins to ascend the stairs once more, with Montello's codex deep within his bag of holding, we'll run back to Gray, mid-tackle.
Hut, hut.
So roll to hit with disadvantage because it's in darkness. Wait, are you trying to hit it? Yeah, you're trying to tackle him down, right?
Yes. Do I add strength?
What are you trying to do specifically? Knock him over or grapple him?
I'm trying to knock him over.
Okay, you can add your strength, no proficiency.
Then that is a 20.
A 20, so you barrel straight into him.
So which one is he hitting first?
The one you're already,
Yeah,
yours
you're
is already
okay.
in the room.
Oh.
You see the darkness, but as the darkness fell on you, Lennon, you saw the elephant truck raise towards the wall and begin to trace a familiar pattern.
Once again.
But then the darkness swelled over and it kind of stopped for a moment. So you knock him over, and Nak, you were in his arms as you feel like Gray's body run directly into you. You can feel the scratchiness of Nak's beard on your arms as you tackle into him, like, ugh!
Oh, Mac.
And you hear the wind gust out of this rhinoceros man.
Oh, hey, Gray.
And with that, I am gonna have everyone roll initiative.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Hey!
Hey,
another reroll.
Okay, 1 second. Sorry guys, I am not fully prepared.
Roll.
2D rolls.
Oh, dang.
2D rolls.
Oh, no.
So,
Give me a moment,
anybody over
everyone.
there? 2D roll.
Is your
Pippin didn't roll.
your shit was plus
Okay.
0?
Yeah.
I have
Sorry,
the
Pippi.
0 too.
That's alright.
Actually, roll for me anyways.
I did what I want.
I'm a big, thick boy. Not light on my feet.
Sorry, y'all. I wasn't ready for this. Yes, y'all can talk while I do this really
If
fast.
you would have combined the potion plus the spell, would that have done a different effect?
So I'd have to roll on the potion mixing table.
But like it wouldn't have done it. But one's a spell and one's a potion though.
Yeah, Robert was just saying if I shouldn't say I'm drinking it
Right.
because it's technically not a potion.
And that was that's the only warning you get.
It's the only warning. But that's okay. I did what I wanted.
True.
Killed that hippo.
She was nothing but nice to you.
Well, you're right.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Well, correct.
Sucks the Lindor wasn't there.
Lindor?
Yeah, the High Commander.
Linmore.
Lindor chocolate.
Yeah, that's
the chocolate. Okay, so you can put on the battle
The
map.
new one.
Yes. Okay. So,
Combat
we have.
song.
Okay, we can still see you over here. It's a little in the background. I'm actually gonna shift
that
where
me?
you guys are. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where I'm gonna push you guys to the foreground slightly, just so we have it more seen.
Okay.
Knack is right here, in the arms of this gentleman, with Gray right in front of them as well, because tackling to the ground. Then we have Bree and there we go. Bree and Eerie. So Eerie's like, hello, over here, and then Bree's around the corner. Okay. And the other one is here. So now I need things from everyone. 25 to 20.
Initiatives.
Me, I rolled 20.
22.
Well, I didn't roll 20, I rolled 17.
So Lonan for 22. Eerie for 20. 19 to 15.
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then 14 to 10.
Wow.
Okay, 9 to 5.
7.
Working.
Oh god.
Your brain's ready to make it.
And Gray, what did you roll?
2.
Oh.
I was vigilant, alright?
Always ready.
Regional.
Always ready to fight. Okay. So, at the top of the round is Lonan, wrapped in this, the one guard's arm still. So you are still grappled.
So I can try to get out.
That'll be your action.
I
It's
get
complete
2 actions,
darkness for
question mark?
everyone, right?
What?
I get two actions, right?
No, you get 2 attack actions.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
Yeah. Oh,
Darkness one.
Okay, so what am I rolling? So it's, it would be...
acrobatics.
Okay, so 24.
24. So you finally
Yes.
break out of the grasp of this large elephant man as it is struggling, and you hear the sliding of the door open just as you break free
Okay.
from his grasp. So you are now out of his arms,
Okay.
but you're still occupying the same space over here.
Okay, do I notice anything around me? Like, what do I
You're in
see?
pure darkness. You can't see
can't see
anything. You
anything.
can't see nothing.
Can I try to back myself against the wall?
Back yourself against the wall. Sure, you can step back right over here, and so your back is towards the wall now.
I was kind of thinking like that wall, but I don't know if I would notice where I'm at.
You know there's a wall to your right. That's the only wall you really know where it is. But you can assume there's a wall over here, but you are risking a attack of opportunity to run that way.
Okay. I want to just step back, and I still want to try to. I'm not in wolf form anymore, correct?
No, it's only been. No, yeah, we'll say you're out of wolf
It's
form.
out of wolf
So your
form now.
temporary hit points are gone as well. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to because I don't have anything on me. They took the ring too.
I don't. Yeah. So actually, nothing was taken off of you yet.
Really?
Yeah, they hadn't done that. You were told to get.
But I
everything
can't
taken
see
away.
anything in front of me though, right?
Yes.
But they took Knack's
Can I?
stuff.
Okay,
Knack
so
has nothing.
here's the thing. I'm in. He's in front of me, and I can tell he's in front of me. I'm assuming.
You know where he is. Yeah.
Can I shoot into the darkness?
It's with disadvantage, but you can.
Where is the darkness? Can you draw it?
The darkness is all in this area, so it is enveloping this whole space here.
Just to clarify, I didn't write exactly what sharpshooter does, but that minuses 10 to my attack roll to double the damage question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this purple space here Not sure if you all can see it.
I just,
over there.
I'm sorry.
Question mark?
Question mark?
This is the darkness that Eerie has summoned. This purple.
So I only have one action, and then I guess I could use the bonus if I really wanted to, but I wouldn't.
You can bonus. No, you can't. You can't bonus action attack because your wolf form's dropped.
Action surge, I guess, but yeah.
If you want to.
Might not be worth it. Anyways, I'll just shoot into the darkness. And you said with this
You
image,
already used your action. So escape the grapple.
so I can't attack. I can't
Unless
shoot.
your action surge.
Okay. Well, I will. I am minus. Because he already did a bunch of damage to me as well too. I am going to do second wind then.
Okay. So you can heal up. And next, as Lona takes his deep breaths, you can go. Giant elephant woman.
Yep. That guard is still in the doorway, correct?
You think.
Okay.
You can't see him. And you just saw Gray run in.
To the
And you heard a
darkness.
ugh.
But he can't see out. The guard can't see out.
You know, and you would know that.
Okay. I'm going to change back into smaller Eerie.
That is your action.
But I can move.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're going to do it.
So back into Eerie, and you watch as the spandex kind of flows back into its pants.
And your trunk goes.
Yeah.
Back into the little button nose.
And I'm going to, like, get kind of, like, low to the ground.
Okay.
Oh, my ideas. And just, like, I'm looking to kind of, like, judge where the door frame is.
You would know ish where it is, yeah.
And try to, like, crouch down and, like, go through where I think there would be a gap between its leg and the door.
So around,
Like,
not in between both legs, but around the side.
Yeah.
Roll an acrobatics check for me to see.
Okay.
Oh! 21.
Okay, how far in do you want to roll? Without seeing, because you can't see into the darkness.
As far as I can go.
As far as you can go.
Yeah.
So you run.
I'm just kind of
1,
like,
10, 15, 20, and 25. And I will say the guard does not see you.
okay,
And as you run forward longer, you run directly into Lonan.
okay.
And you feel you kind of hit his body. Not hard enough to like knock anyone over, but you hit a body. And you can tell it's
I'm
not.
touching face.
You can tell it's small, and you can feel the hair.
Okay. I'm gonna grab his, like, the front of his
The shirt.
shirt, his suit.
Yes,
whatever he's
that's a
wearing.
shirt.
Yeah. And, be like, Lonan!
Yes. I can't see who it is, right?
Yeah, you can tell it's Bree. Not Bree. Oh my god, back to Eerie.
Okay.
Eerie.
Okay, good. And then I'm assuming that's the end of my...
You can move a little bit more, but you can't like pull it along.
Yeah, because it would be...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna take out my...
Right.
my
Yep.
course
With the other
now.
hand.
That's the end.
Next up is Bree. So you just watch everyone just run into this darkness. You're not 100% certain where the darkness came from. You just know that they were yelling at Knack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bree is not about to get into the darkness. Because she is not going to be able to see and has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So she is going to flick her nose ring
Okay.
and listen in on what's going on with Pippin.
What's the range on it?
It
don't
just
know.
says you have to have touched it. Reese last.
Okay, good. So you, in this moment, what senses are you getting? Are you like listening, hearing,
She can
and
see
sight,
and
right?
hear.
Yeah, so I can see and hear, but I lose my sight and my hearing where I
Okay.
am.
So your eyes gloss over. It was a gold coin or silver coin?
Silver.
Silver.
Your
coin.
eyes gloss over like a dazzling metallic silver, which no one else can see, as you see darkness. And you don't really hear anything at first, but a bit of muffled walking before you hear Pippin's voice. And you hear what transpired in the basement. After you hear a "Thank you, Pippin, you floss." Slam.
And you hear a shing.
Thank you, Lydia. I'll do anything to get him back. And then you hear a door open and shut, and then just silent footsteps going up.
Skipping around.
Okay. I'll like kind of blink my eyes and be like back.
Okay.
And that is all I'm gonna do for my
Okay.
turn right now. I'll just wait.
Okay, next. The guard who is holding Lonan will kind of swivel, and you guys will feel like almost a wind
Is
of
he being
him
held still?
spinning around. No,
No,
Lonan is
no,
not
I
held
gotta-
anymore. Will spin, and be like, "There you are," and attempt to club out at Lonan's voice.
He disadvantage though, right? 'Cause
I
he-
did roll with disadvantage.
Okay. And
20?
jeez.
21 actually, sorry. No, sorry, no. 24. 24.
Okay. Yeah.
To hit. And I believe you don't have your armor on, correct? No, you do, because you have your shelter wardrobe, so you're wearing that over top. So that's fine, but it still hits. So you are going to take... What dice is this? Oof. 13 piercing damage as you feel a sword pierce into your side.
I thought he used a club. Did you say club or sword?
No, those were the guys downstairs, I think.
Yeah, you can have multiple weapons. you never asked how many weapons he was holding.
Every weapon.
Every weapon at the same
It's
time.
got like huge.
Next, he brings out
And
an
he
Iron
shoots me
Maiden
too.
and just like traps
Do
you
you guys
in it.
remember those pens that you could click the different?
That's what he has.
It's just like a sword.
I mean,
a
that's
club.
basically what Gray has.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
and then you click and it's like a mace.
And then
Yeah.
he will strike out again.
Really?
And
Big
this one
strong.
is a 18 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, so you will take another. That one's a lot less. So that's going to be 7 piercing damage. And once again, they will strike out at you.
Are you serious?
That one is only 11.
No.
Yeah, so 11 misses. So the third one, you hear like a ding as it hits the wall, but you took been stabbed multiple times
Yeah.
now. And then next up is the guard that is holding Knack. And you'll hear like the grinding of wood as a club is raised.
Oh
How can he see him?
He's holding Knack
Oh,
still.
he's holding him.
Oh, he did not get knocked
No,
out.
he didn't get
That
knocked
makes
out. It hasn't been Knack's turn yet, so he hasn't had the opportunity to try to escape.
And they think it's you doing the magic.
They do.
Did the run-in jump at him like a help get out?
It's on his turn,
Okay.
and there will be some benefits. Don't worry, it just hasn't been his turn yet. So,
Cool.
so that is the club is gonna be a 13 to hit.
no.
No, okay. No, you don't have your armor on.
I guess if I'm not wearing armor, then roll 10.
Yeah.
You're right. So then yes, I guess it does.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were gonna take.
His leather provides no protection.
You didn't say it was like thick enough armor to be considered like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna take 11 bludgeoning damage. At first, as the first strike hits.
Yep.
The second one is gonna miss with a 9. Do you have any dexterity? No. Okay. So the second one misses with a 9, and the third one is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
So that hits.
How much did I take on the first one? 11.
11, and you're taking 8 on the second one.
I am unconscious.
Okay. So this Knack
Oh my god.
falls unconscious
Not even
in the darkness,
away.
feels it go limp in his arms, and you guys just hear a voice disembodied. Gray, you hear it very close to you. Why is this damned darkness still here? As you will be dropped on the ground.
We need you here. You're the healer.
Okay. Knack. Death saving throw.
Yeah. Well, it's the night of the doo-doo rolls, so.
No.
Oh gosh.
And it's technically it's a
Everyone-
saving throw. Yeah.
Everyone needs to like put some good vibes into chat.
Go, good vibe. Roll, throw in those
Hey!
20s. What was it?
Ooh.
Thanks.
What was it?
Yeah, 14.
Yay! Okay, so first pass. So as you're breathing, you can in your dreams, it's fuzzy, but you can feel like heat on your forehead, almost like a crown.
Forehead? Oh, forehead.
Fur
I think it's
head.
a fur
I
head.
didn't say forehead.
Kind of is.
I
a
said
forehead.
forehead.
It sounded like fur
It's
head.
not like forehead.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
outnumbered.
he's got a furry head.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
Yeah,
So next up is Gray,
Um,
and the last thing you just heard was, "Why is the magic not done?"
Oh no. Okay, so I'm going to bonus action. So am I in
I
range of
believe
him or
you
no?
need to be able to see him for your valid amenity.
No, I wasn't gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
just
I knew you're summoning your.
yeah, I was
okay.
gonna summon the weapon, but am I 10 feet in him?
You're
Like,
5 feet. He's in the same
5
space.
feet.
I'll push it now. He dropped Knack in
Okay.
front of him.
Okay.
So you're beside him right now. Sorry, I should have done that. You guys
And
can't
he
see.
dropped-
He's right here behind Knack. And the other one is behind Lonan.
And he dropped Knack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you heard like a wet sack of potatoes.
Okay, so with the glaive,
Wet
I'm just gonna
yeah,
do a
that's how it's
wide
wet.
slash across,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to attack.
Okay, so that's with disadvantage because you can't
Yes.
see him.
Here.
Actually, wait. Yes, disadvantage still. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a 10.
A 10 misses. Okay.
Unconscious.
So how are they like hitting every attack and you're with disadvantage? You get a 10.
Don't.
Duty.
How come we don't beat 2 guards?
I'm attacking again, but
You guys
No,
actually
no,
haven't
but-
hit them yet.
I'm attacking again.
Okay, yeah. So you swing first and you hear the sound of your glaive hitting wood.
Yes. 26.
26. That hits.
Yes. And, I feel generous and I'm going to smite.
Okay.
Yes.
Generously heal me.
I'll get you later.
He doesn't know where you are.
Yeah, he heals.
Yeah, to be
now.
fair, he doesn't know where you got dropped.
So that's going
Yeah.
to be
Feeling the
13
wall.
points
He's
to
like-
start.
13 points to start.
I
Okay.
feel better.
Plus 6.
There.
Plus 6.
Plus 1.
1? That's awful. You did actually
It was
20
7.
damage is pretty good.
So, and now I'm just going to...
And it's your typical dark radiant energy, right?
Yeah, dark and darkness, so...
So Bree, as your eyes come back from this silvery look, you actually see almost like bolts of black lightning shooting out of the darkness.
What am I missing?
and then I'd like to
Obviously, fun
back
time.
out, because I think I have a rough idea where the darkness was, because I jumped into it.
Yeah. You know like 5 feet back
I'd
is
go,
out.
like, further back.
Okay,
I
so-
tried to draw him out of there.
So now, do you want? How are you drawing them out?
Oh, I attacked him. I was hoping that was enough.
So he is actually going to attempt to swing out at you.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even next.
When he's moving.
Oh, wow.
So that is a 17 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That hits. Okay. So you're gonna take 10 bludgeoning damage as it just kind of hits your elbow. It doesn't break any bones, but you can feel that it's gonna be a big bruise. And every time you bend your arm to move your glaive, you can feel that kind of sharp pain. So now we're back up to the top of the round with Lonan.
Okay, so
I
I'm not.
have you by the shirt.
You have me by the shirt.
You got like bludgeoned from behind.
Can I ask you a question in my turn, or do I have to ask it
That's a free action.
and wait for her? Okay, that's a reaction.
Free action.
Sorry.
Free
Free
action.
action.
You guys are on turns next to each other, so I will allow you guys to talk.
Aaron, I can't see anything. Am I okay? Do I think it, would you assume that you're kind of blind? 'Cause
You're fully blind. You
I
can't
can't
see
see
anything.
Aaron.
Yeah, shut up. I cast darkness. Let's find the others and get out of here.
You.
And then, as he says that,
Oh,
can
no.
I show me the way? And then I'm gonna kind of walk with her, I guess, to wherever we're going.
Okay, so I will let you take your
Because I know
walk
I
action.
know I'm at
with
the wall right
Eerie.
now.
I will let you hold your action until Eerie starts walking to start walking.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I will allow that to be your
Makes
action
sense.
if you'd like.
Yeah.
So then, what I would take it on? I would take an attack on her turn, kind of thing.
No, that's
Do
your
you
action.
want to attack or do you want to just follow?
I just kind of want to get out of here. Yeah.
Then that's your action.
Okay, then yeah, your action would be to hold your action until
I move.
yes, and then you would be taking the dash action to follow Eerie.
Yeah.
Technically.
Okay.
It's like you're holding your action to dash.
Yeah.
Sure.
How
Yeah.
long does the darkness last for?
10 minutes.
Long time.
You're concentrating though, so if you're
If you're
concentrating
hit,
first.
It'll
if I'm
vanish.
hit, it'll vanish.
But you
Yeah.
can dispel it.
Okay, got it. Okay. So it's my turn then?
Yep, it's your turn, Sam.
Oh, you're an F for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why
That's
he's
all-
letting us talk.
That's why I'm letting this happen.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna continue, in the direction I think is back towards the
I will
doorway.
allow you to just know because it's a small room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of along the wall. I'm not.
Okay, so
I'm
you
not-
hit the wall,
Okay.
and then you feel right away the doorway to your right. But as you step away,
Attack of opportunity.
yeah, you're lucky. The second one was a nat 20, but it's a dirty 20 to hit.
I don't know.
No.
It's not a natural.
It's a little
Okay.
sneaky.
It's dirty.
Nerd.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get hit for
It's a little stinky.
9 bludgeoning damage, and you have to make a concentration check.
How do I do that?
Roll a
roll
d20.
a Constitution saving throw.
No.
No, just a check.
Oh
It's a 2.
my god. Just a flat D20?
With your
With your
It's
Constitution.
a flat d20 for you.
2.
Two!
So as you get hit, you kind of the wind blows out of you, and as your breath leaves your lungs, it like blows the darkness away. And as you look up and blink, you can see it like slowly particling and like almost like burning, like steel wool on fire, revealing the light and everything around you. And the guard, murder in his eyes, spear in hand. So you took piercing damage. I said bludgeoning. You took piercing damage. And you look and you see the guard behind you, and you turn and look again, and behind you on your left is the other guard.
So I moved. Can I still take an attack?
Yeah, you haven't done any action.
Well, I'm gonna try and attack.
So you can also dash now wherever you want, because she moved.
I'll
So I'll let
dash
you do that
out of
first.
the room.
Okay, so
He's just like, thanks, bye.
5, 10. He can't take an attack on you, because Erie already
Yeah.
took it. 15, 20, because you have to squeeze through this space.
Sure.
25, 30. So this is as far as you can get. So you're out of the room now, past the guard. But this guard took an attack of opportunity against you, but that was last turn. So it can take another attack of opportunity against you, because it's the top of the round. So it's going to take an attack of opportunity against you as you run past with its club. And it misses with a 10.
Oh, okay. Good.
Because it's not with disadvantage anymore. Because the darkness is gone. I'm not going to erase it because it's going to mess up the map. No darkness. Okay, so Eerie, it's back to your turn after London dashed away. Just like...
Yeah.
Actually, I'll let you move your full 60 if you want, because I think that's fine.
Can I stand next to Gray?
Yes, right there?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. Yep. Back to the bookshelf.
Okay.
Eddie.
I am swinging like at the guy who just hit me with my quarterstaff.
Okay, so you
I
wouldn't have
I
walked...
would do a pivot.
So you kind of like pivot, step back.
Yeah.
And ka-ting. Okay, so you rolled a hit.
Come on.
Not with disadvantage, just regular. But you're alone in the room now.
Oh.
Wait.
Plus 7?
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Alright, 16.
You're not in the room, you're outside of the room. 16, oh, that hits!
Oh, good.
So as you're hit
Yay.
with your quarterstaff, I assume one hand just
But-
by the way you stated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm just gonna assume one hand unless you say two.
Yes.
It's only on a nat 20.
Sorry, what?
Oh, for your staff?
Yeah, because I have new...
It's only on a nat
one
20.
nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it changed my regular staff.
No, it's normal otherwise. I would let you know.
5.
5? Okay. So as you like smack him right across his face, and you can actually see one of his tusks like chip a little bit at the end as you hit. So you have another attack action.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again.
Okay, do it again.
Oh my god. 10.
10 misses as this time he leans back, snarling at you. And Bree, you see the darkness fall, burn away, and you see Nax slumped on the ground. Lonan runs out, stands next to Gray as he just ran out before. And you can see slightly through the door Eerie swinging, and you can hear the sound of like metal on bone.
Okay. I can see Eerie, but I can't see the other person.
Yeah, you can see this guard.
Yeah, I can't see the other
You can't see the other person.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can barely see the Eerie. It's like 3/4 covered.
Okay.
Very blocked.
So in that case, I am going to pull out my harmonica.
Ooh.
And I'm going to kind of just do a very swift like blow through. Yeah. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the fella that I can see.
This one right there. Okay, and so it's just the noise for the whisper, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to do a Wisdom save.
Okay.
I pray that you fail.
Ooh, 7.
You fail.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
70.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't hurt any.
Okay, so what am I rolling? 6. So 9 psychic damage.
9 psychic damage. As you guys hear the beautiful riff, but to this rhinoceros man, you can actually see a small trail of blood come out of one of his ears as he grasps it with his hand and actually drops his club in the meantime.
Ooh.
Does psychic damage cause like headaches kind of thing?
Well, it depends. It
Okay.
depends on the psychic damage.
It,
And what else does it do? I think it does
yeah,
another
it just
effect.
says that it must immediately use a reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay, I thought you were going to say it has to make an attack against the creature next to it, and I was like, bye, Matt. But as it runs, it'll kind of put its hands to its ears and like drop its club and run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And then can I take my action to move?
Was
Like
that-
my
that was-
movement?
Oh, your action, yes, your
Yeah,
move, yes.
sorry. To run towards Knack.
Yes.
I'm going to just for
20.
now.
So that's
'cause I
20.
can't-
You can get right to the door if you want, or you can get over here instead.
That's where I'll.
Okay, so that's 25.
And
You
then
still have 5
I'll
feet.
just be like crouched next to Knack.
Okay.
And that's where I'll end my turn.
Sounds good. Next up is the guard that Yuri just smacked in the face,
Good. He's
with
probably
his
happy
spear,
with me. Yeah.
raising it above his head.
He's just gonna destroy me.
That was not a roll. Okay, 13?
Misses.
10.
Misses.
22.
That hits.
So, a stab down and a dodge, and then a stab to the side, and before you realize it's hit with a butt right in your face.
my beautiful face.
Your beautiful, beautiful
beautiful
face.
creepy face.
And you are taking 11 bludgeoning damage from the butt of the spear as it
I'm sorry.
racks
what?
across, and you can feel a small amount of blood welling.
How much damage?
Wait,
11.
this is not. No, that's not what my.
Use your D&D Beyond.
My phone's dead. I have no battery.
Oh no.
It happens. It's
Um,
okay. My phone's almost dead.
so-
Disadvantage.
Mine
on
too.
everything.
I think I was at. I think my full hit point is 33. Someone please
Check on D&D.
check on D&D Beyond what my hit point max.
Go with
is.
33 for now, and we'll continue
So
on.
I already lost 9, so that brings me to 27.
Yep.
And then I lost another 11,
So you're at.
so I'm
16.
at 16
Wait, what?
potentially.
33 minus 9 is not 27, Rachel.
No.
That's 24.
No, you're right. It's
Wow.
24, so you're at
It's not
13.
24, it's actually 25, but yeah.
I'm so
Can
sorry.
anyone do math? No. Can any of us
not
do
me.
math?
It's 24.
It's 24.
Just so you guys know.
So you use D&D
Okay, so
Beyond.
I'm at potentially 13.
That's why I'm.
Yeah, okay, for now.
Yeah.
So next
I
up
can't.
is the other guard's turn, and they will
Sorry,
turn towards you and like lower their head, and their like horn will gleam as it runs towards you, Bree,
Uh huh.
and will make an attack against you.
I'll just say no thanks.
33.
Can you say no thanks?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be 25 to hit for the first one.
I guess.
So you're gonna take
Might not even be able to help you because I'm gonna have to help myself in a second.
9 piercing damage,
No, it's not.
and you have to take do a strength saving throw.
Whew, good thing
How
I'm
can
really
you guys not
strong.
kill 2 guards?
Hey, Mister just stabbed someone in the
7.
eye.
7.
Yeah, I killed her
So you
instantly.
are now you get hit
She's
and
asleep.
it pierces your shoulder as you get knocked prone. As you then
Damn it.
will then just proceed to try to punch you because he doesn't have his club.
Sounds good.
Doom, doom.
Love being punched.
You too.
First one misses. Second one hits, and you take 1 damage.
Oh.
Oh.
Well done.
Yeah, so you take 1 damage on
Well
top of the 7 you took before. As
7
the,
or 9? I took before.
you took 9 before.
Yes.
Sorry, 9. So you
I
took
had
10
9.
total.
Yeah.
He said 7.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No take
Bree's
backs.
honest.
We're honest players.
Next up is Collapse Snack. Death saving throw.
Collapse on neck.
You already passed once, though, right?
He already passed 1, so he can't die this turn.
Roll.
Oh, it passed again.
Yay! Okay, good.
I was really trying to help you.
Okay, next up is Gray, and you just saw like Bree kind of get gored a little bit by this like rhinoceros horn, and then just get punched like. Boom, boom.
I'm conflicted. I want to help Mac, but
Max fine though, isn't he?
no.
I
No,
will.
you don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna vow of envy.
Ooh, So bonus action, as the darkness, like almost like you see Bree from around you. It almost is like the darkness appears once more that was there from Eerie before like cycles and swirls around the feet of this large rhinoceros man and like imbues into his legs almost like spikes.
Oh, crazy.
And now I'm gonna walk up beside him, and then I'm just going to.
You're actually in range already.
Oh yes, I mean I'm just gonna stay where I am.
You're just gonna.
And I'm gonna do my first attack. Natural 20!
Woo!
I smite!
The 20. Oh, there it is.
Cray cray.
Cray.
Can I double smite?
That
Or
is how
double,
it works.
No, double crit. If I roll another 20 on.
No, that's not how it works. Not how it works.
I mean, I trade.
Yep.
It was a good attack.
And so you didn't say what level, so I'm assuming level 1 for this
Yeah.
night. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So 12 damage for
Piercing.
just the glaive.
Okay, so the
Slashing.
glaive slashes across his chest, splitting open the military uniform.
Wait, that was just the dice roll. Plus 5 onto that.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, splitting it open, and it, like a spurt of blood, like spans the distance and like splatters onto your feet.
And then 1, 4, 11, 16 more damage.
16 more damage as the slash kind of like
Nice.
Bree, you see from the ground, you see that similar black, almost like electric strike arcing out of his chest as he like is like stuttering. And you said
Wow.
16 more?
Yep.
Okay. So next up is Lonan.
Nice.
And you just saw this happen. Nice.
Well, I haven't been able to do anything.
I literally
No, I haven't been able to.
saved you from the room and then got
Let's be honest.
destroyed.
So who is on the ground in front of me right now? Is it?
You see Bree right here,
Is she
and then this is
prone or is
Nat.
she knocked out?
Bree is like kind of wide-eyed, like looking around. She's awake.
If I were to like go to reach and grab Bree and pull her out of
It would be an attack of opportunity.
on Bree or me,
Ah, wait, no, because
I want to use my movement to
the way
basically-
she's right in this space. So in order to get to Bree, you would have to get in the range of that person.
Did
So you would get enough attack of opportunity against yourself.
Did he use his reaction?
She's killing.
Running away?
Alright.
It's the top of the round again.
I'm just gonna shoot him with an arrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought.
Lonan's the top of the round. So he did use his reaction last turn, but it's the top of the round. He didn't have a reaction last time.
I'm gonna move over to so I don't hit Gray with this arrow.
Okay, so like
Back a little bit.
boom.
Yeah. And then,
So that's 15 feet. You just moved there.
And I have my stuff on me. You said correct?
Yep, your stuff didn't get taken, so you're good.
Dead again.
It's gonna happen.
And I'm going to shoot him with my new arrow. Or with my new bow. Sorry.
Your new bow. So you pull back and it bends amazingly as it ping, as arrow flies.
Oh my god.
At least it wasn't a
12.
12 as the arrow zoom, right by his head.
All right,
You haven't got
another
the hang
attack.
of it yet.
That's
Okay.
the arrow, you know?
Oh my god. 13.
13
These rolls.
flies once again. And you
They're
realize you
flying.
have not been practicing enough with your bow yet. Next up.
Wait. I'll use my action shoot.
Oh, okay.
I
There
only
you
used
go.
one
Action.
attack.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Action
Yeah. Wait. 1 second.
No,
Grace-
no, he lost it.
No. That is fair. Next time. Yeah.
Next time what?
Never mind.
What are you thinking?
Okay,
I don't know, we
go.
just do the damage and go to the next person.
23 damage. Or 23 damage. 23 to hit.
That works. That hits.
Alright.
Finally.
And I'll use my grappling with it.
Your grasping
Yeah.
arrows? Okay, so as the arrow flies, ting, and it kind of like grazes his shoulder, but it continues flying past as the vines like almost coalesce out of the blood as like this deep crimson root twists around his arm, anchoring him to the ground. So really damage.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, Tony.
Okay, so that is 10 piercing.
10 piercing. Okay.
And then plus the grasping arrows.
So
2d6.
2d6.
7 poison.
7 poison damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reduced by 10, and it's if it tries to move, obviously, you
Yep.
take more damage.
Okay. Sounds good. So you have one more arrow.
I have one more arrow?
Yep.
Why?
That was only your third arrow.
You
Action surge.
Yeah.
You get one more attack.
Action sure.
Action charge.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay.
Action.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I'm playing
Oh,
favoritism
yeah.
to the streamer.
Oh.
Did you get another roll?
Nah, I got that one on that.
Oh, that one. Roll to hit Bree.
Damn it.
Because you're right next to him.
So I will.
No, he rolls. To see
No,
if
no,
the arrow
he's gonna
hits you.
roll to see if it hits you
Oh.
instead.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
Bree
was
is
thinking about
prone,
that.
so roll with disadvantage.
Roll.
Am I rolling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I just said.
Oh, you're
Sorry.
going to
Pay
hit
attention.
her.
Roll with
Pay
disadvantage.
attention.
Disadvantaged.
Yep.
Disadvantage.
And that's with my arrow, correct?
Just-
Yeah,
Disadvantage.
just normal.
The first one was a 5 plus, so that is 13 again.
I don't know your armor.
14.
Oh, okay, it misses. So the arrow like lands, and you're kind of like moving your hand and like shing, between your fingers.
Wow.
Wow.
So next up is Eerie.
Last time I tried to help anyone.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you're hearing these arrows whiz by and these shouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like locked in combat with this guy.
Yeah, this time I'm gonna go for the fists.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna
Fisticuffs.
drop the. You're gonna
I'm
drop.
gonna back in and then try and.
Nice. Okay. And all in one full motion. Is it like you do that and like kick up and then punch?
Yeah,
there we go.
that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay. So first
That
kick.
sounds
So you
cool.
kind of like lean back and kick up. And let's
Yeah.
see what that kick does.
Probably absolutely. Am I doing the same as my fists? So I'm
Yes. Yeah. The
assuming-
kick is the same.
Okay. 16.
16 hits. So you managed to
Nice.
kick up, and you have to lean really far back, but good thing you're very flexible.
Yeah.
So you managed to kick up and kick up like right in the groin.
5 damage.
5 damage as he
Good
goes,
job.
huffs and breathes his air out
And then before he can catch his breath again, come in with a
right
left
into
hook.
his gut.
Yeah.
So I do using my right hand for a left
Ooh,
hook.
20.
20,
Not
nice.
Not 20.
Not that.
just
Okay,
Dirty
so that
20.
hits, of
Dirty
course. 30, 20.
Stinky 20. I'm
Stinky
sorry.
20.
Stinky 20.
Dang.
Thank you, 20.
So that is 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. As you punch, and he kind of like he leans forward, but he's just like glare at you
And then
again.
the other arm. Then I get 3.
Oh, you can bonus action, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other
And
arm.
then a right hook.
Your third arm comes
19.
19 hits.
And then my tail.
up. You could grow one.
Sure.
That is 6.
6? Okay, yeah, that did. Oh, you did quite a bit of damage. And then, doom, and he kind of just gonna beat around. But ultimately stay standing. Bree, you arrow pierce very close to your head and your hand, laying on the ground. Enemy on your left, knock on your right.
So if I want to get up,
Happy.
I have to do half my movement, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
and I'll
so now
stand.
you're standing next to the rhinoceros gentleman.
Well, he's rude.
He's a jerk, so.
So, and he's close enough to touch, right?
Yes, he is. He's right beside you.
So I'm going to just tap him on the shoulder and curse him.
Ooh, so you reach really high up and go. Doop. And what
Um,
does the mark look like when you curse him?
So it will be a music note.
A music note, and it kind of sparks and a little bit of like a little chime, like ding. Almost hot.
And
Up here.
I am going to be doing I'll do the wisdom one again, the one that I usually
Okay,
do.
so
he
we-
has to roll wisdom
Every time he tries to attack.
before he tries to attack anybody.
Okay, sounds good.
And then I am going to run towards Lonan.
5,
And I know
10,
he gets an
15.
attack of
But he has to make the wisdom save
But he has
first.
to make
But
the
this
wisdom
is still
save.
using his reaction to
Yeah.
try to do this. 20.
Oh.
So he will try to hit. That's not even the roll.
Yeah.
9.
So
And he misses. So he kind of like staggers for a second and like hesitates before the swing, and he manages to dodge out of the way just in time.
that hesitation saved me.
Yeah. Next up, Spear Boy, right in front of you, Eerie. Let's see, will attack.
You know when I used my bow, it didn't do anything.
Not-
actually.
What?
If you're about to
No,
say
it
nat
didn't.
20, I swear to you.
I am about to say that.
Oh! I swear to you.
I swear to you.
I swear.
I will do
I
nothing.
swear to you, I told you. That's one of
Great.
Gray's
20
voices.
piercing damage?
Well, I am unconscious.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
What- Are all the guards this strong?
I don't know. Here's
As the first one goes,
I didn't even get the fight.
So we have two
and he will look at
unconscious.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And he will consider.
Attacking you again?
And he will raise the spear and attempt to attack you again.
Whilst you're down?
And Gray, you can
You could
see this
die.
actually. You can see directly into the doorway
Okay.
and see this happening. You see Eerie collapse
You could die.
and a spear
Oh.
fall down. It misses.
What?
I rolled a 1 and a 3,
Yeah.
so that misses. And he like kind of stumbles and like coughs up a little bit of blood before trying again.
Again.
Oh, they're trying to kill you. Oh no.
16.
Misses.
Are you sure?
What's your AC?
17.
Oh, it misses! Yeah.
You have a high AC.
Wow.
What armor do you have on?
She doesn't.
Misses.
It's her. She's a
My
monk.
God.
Wow. Yeah. So they miss.
He like stabs your phone in your pocket.
It hits. Actually, the second one, the first one, it misses. He stumbles, but the second one goes down and slips and hits the tip of your quarterstaff and rivets off to the wrong side.
Does that have metal on it now?
Wood. So next
I'm
up,
still unconscious though.
next up is the other guard
My God.
who will step forward towards you, Gray. Boom. Actually, no. It will step toward this way. How much damage does it take? As the thorns like rip on his arms. And
Attack of
legs.
opportunity?
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
you can.
Yeah. Grab it. Grab what you can. Grab what you can. Don't forget. 2d6 slashing. Hello.
So roll that.
24.
24 hits.
4.
4.
10 points.
10 points. Okay. As he still continues walking forward, as the glaive slashes through his arm, it kind of almost like langs. It starts hanging limp as the thorns slash it, and you slash it even more to bits.
He barely moved though, right?
He moved 5 feet,
Okay.
and he will grab down and grab his club, and then take 2 more steps. Is it every 5 feet or every 10 feet?
Its speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it takes 2d slashing damage again the first time on each turn it moves.
First
1
time.
foot. Yeah.
Yeah, so only the one. And he moved to only 20 feet, so he's still okay. And he will grab his club, one arm limp, kind of like hanging down, and goes to hit you. First one is a 21 to hit. 11 slashing, bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Next up is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
That hits? Okay. 30 at 17.
I have no armor.
Oh, you don't have your armor on. Yeah, okay. So you're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage. And then that one is going to hit for sure with a 24.
Mm-hmm.
As you take another 13 bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, Pippin's
10 or
just
13?
gonna leave.
13.
13.
Are you still up?
Yep.
Barely.
Oh, I got 10.
10. Oh, that's barely. So next up is
Almost.
Knack. Okay, this is the turn, Knack.
To stabilize.
What's the turn?
Yeah,
To stabilize, to not be have to die
I'll just be
anymore.
stable.
You can add 20.
That's a 3.
Oh no!
No.
That's a fail. So that's 2 fail, 2 successes, 1 fail. So next up is Gray, and you're just getting like dunked on by this
I don't know
guy.
what to do.
Just be
I have to
stable.
kill him or else I'm gonna go unconscious too.
You have
Oh.
1 fail. If you
Alright,
roll on
I'm
that one, you
gonna-
die.
I'm gonna attack again.
Okay.
You're attacking again?
Yeah, he can't get
I
around him. He
can't
only has
move. I
10
have 10
health.
health.
Yeah.
It is a really hard, like, situation he's in.
If it's someone just stick together.
18.
18 hits.
13.
A 13 points of damage. You pierce the glaive upwards under his chin as you see the wind gust out of his mouth as he collapses down.
Yeah!
Okay.
That was just enough damage to knock him out.
Everyone is on the ground.
Yeah, you literally see the guy attacking Eerie with a spear, and you see Naku's been unconscious for like a long time.
I'm picturing like the scene from The Little Mermaid.
And
where
guess
Ursula's
who
shooting
doesn't
lightning
have a
bolts at
bonus
arrows, and
action
they're like,
to do anything?
Except I'm not.
No, you still have your attack action.
Well,
I will
that's
allow you
attack.
to move before.
Okay.
Because I cheated you out of 1. So you can move
Yeah.
and then do your second attack action.
But if I move to him, I'm gonna get unconscious.
That's fair.
Can I? Wait, no.
Just like
Wait,
put Mac out of his
bonus
misery.
action.
There you go.
Can I bonus action change the shape of my weapon to a javelin?
Yeah, you can, 100%. And
All right,
then
I'll do that, and I'll throw
So
it.
what's the range on the javelin?
You miss, that's right.
I know. If
I
he
know,
misses
if you
it,
hit
Oh my god, yeah, that one is on Eerie.
I want to see what happens.
that one neck dice.
It'll be.
But Eerie
fine.
does have like 3/4
Right,
It just
yeah,
shush kebabs all three of you.
They all have half cover or whatever.
No, he doesn't. He has full.
Oh, they don't.
No, he has no cover, I mean. Because he's through the open doorway.
I'm checking javelin. Javelin is 30 to 120.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's disadvantage. It's just out of the range.
I can move.
Step on top of the body.
Yeah, climb over the corpse, and then you're fine.
Perfect.
There you go.
Blood, get her done. Alright, javelin coming through. It's a magic javelin?
Yes, it gains the same effect as your glaive.
14.
14 misses, so the javelin flies over, and you can see it hit the wall, and a small puncture mark appears before it disappears into the small cyclones that like twirl around the room for a moment.
And then.
You used all your actions.
Movement still?
Yeah, you move 10 feet. 15 feet because you climbed over the body.
He's gonna kill our friends.
Literally. I'm gonna. Taunt him. Hey, come over here, big guy.
Say that in your voice.
Come over here, big guy.
Top of the round, Lonan.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to run in. There's no more like darkness in there, correct?
No, no more
It hasn't
darkness.
been for a while. I'm gonna run into the room.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you're right in the room.
Can I almost like get in front of? Can I almost get in front of?
You can't get in front of between them because you don't have enough movement to stand on Eerie's space.
Who's in front of me right now? Bree?
Right here?
No, who's in front of me? Bree?
This?
Or who's on the ground?
I was like, this is
Say it
not
one more
this is
time.
Eerie.
I can't see.
I was like, who's in front of you? I was like, Eerie's right here.
Yeah, I just can't see because they're like little cardboard pieces.
Look on the.
That's not happy at all.
Yeah, sorry, I should start tilting them this way.
There we go. Now I can see. Okay.
There you go. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
He'll get used to this.
I'm going to shoot him with some arrows.
Just sort of. Dum, dum.
Yeah.
Remember, that one is still hidden Eerie.
But for the first attack, I'm going to use my sharpshooter though.
Okay, so
this will
roll and then minus 10,
minus 10.
and then add your bonuses.
Okay, come on for like a high roll. Yes. Okay, so wait, maybe not.
minus 10.
I read that way off.
So he rolled a 12.
12.
So he rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Plus
8. So that's
10.
Yeah.
And kind of you fire, and it just doom, right into the wall.
fine. I'm not gonna use stupid sharpshooter anymore.
No, it's good.
It is good. You just rolled bad.
Damn it! I shouldn't have used it.
No, sorry, it's minus 5 plus 10, but it wasn't enough to hit still.
That's minus 5 for sharpshooter.
15?
Yeah, minus 5 for sharpshooter, and you get a plus 10 to your damage.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yes.
works.
It would have been a 15 hit then.
It would've been
That still
15.
misses. Yeah.
I'll do it
Oh,
again.
do it again. Do it again.
Was it worse?
Yeah.
Okay, next up is
It's like a wiffle ball.
Wow.
I'm unconscious, so what am I rolling?
Constitution
Oh,
death saving throw.
So just
I
So just a
10 or higher. No, but
No.
That
Yeah.
D20.
yeah, sorry, a d20. Anyone who has advantage on the saving throws,
17.
so you pass. So you get one pass.
For now.
So next up is Bree.
Okay.
You
I'm-
saw like Gray just like brutally murder this guy.
Yeah. I'm going to run to Knack again,
10. Okay, you're good.
and I am going to cure wounds.
Okay.
Finally.
Just roll a d20 for me. I want to see what you would have rolled.
why did I do this?
I was not
I've
seeing if you
done
want
it
to just
before.
die. If you're gonna die.
No, so I guess I roll in that one.
So I roll a nat.
As a 14.
Yeah, so you would have been stabilized at least.
So you go 5 plus
Oh,
8.
So 13.
Your spellcast modifier?
Yeah.
So,
job.
yeah.
No, spell. That's not that one.
Your ability
Your
modifier.
ability
Charisma
modifier.
bonus.
So 5.
Oh, okay, sorry. So 10.
10.
10. Okay, yeah.
I thought so.
Sorry.
No.
No, it's okay. It's an easy mistake to make. Don't worry.
I'm alive.
So that takes a big deep breath.
I got you, buddy.
No, Nack's gonna mass heal everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Healing aura.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much.
Okay, so did you want to do anything else, Brie?
What was your AP?
I'm gonna. How much movement do I have left?
You moved 10 feet, so you have 20.
Can I just like go to the other side of Gray, if possible?
5, 10, 15. There's a body here, so you can't get there, but you can
Like,
get here or
yeah,
here.
that's fine.
There,
I'll be
okay. Okay, so you kind of just, you're like,
Cool.
and then just keep walking. So next up is, I have G1 written, so he's G.I. Joe now. G.I. Joe will step over at Lonan with his spear leveled at you and take a strike and miss. Take a second strike. And as the first one misses, he will slash down across your chest and it will hit. And you're going to take 12 slashing damage.
Yowie.
12 slash.
Yep. Remember, you don't have your temporary hit points anymore, right?
Nope.
Okay, and that he will attack again. And that is a 23 to hit. As you will take 14 piercing damage as he...
DM,
Yes.
I'm alive.
Yes.
Stand me up, please.
You're not standing
Oh,
yet.
yeah, that's
I was like,
right.
you're still down! You're still
I was
down!
so excited to be like up.
Soon! Your turn is next. And because that's the turn's over now. As he was like, at Lonan. Are you still up, Lonan?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's your turn.
Yeah.
So you have, I will round down, so you have 15 feet left of your
Not 3
movement.
HP. Okay, so I see Eerie.
You can't see, there's a wall there.
Oh, I can't
No.
see.
Yeah, you can't see Eerie. You actually have no idea what happened to Eerie anyways.
Okay.
You can-
Oh, that's, well,
you can
yeah,
move
because I
though.
can't see her. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You can move though.
Can I see the baddie? Do I have eyes on the baddie?
G.I. Joe.
It's like 3/4 cover because of Lonan. Because he's in the doorway.
Right. However, I don't think the spell I'm going to cast that
We've never
matters,
fought
so-
in a room with people outside of the room. It's really hard.
Yeah, the darkness is.
No, you have before. When Pippin and Nat kept falling unconscious with the fiddler.
You alright?
Yeah, I just got stuck a little bit.
So I will, I'll look at G.
Yep. G.I. Joe.
Yes. And I'll just extend my arms. I'll clap really loud.
No. Going.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
weak.
So
And
you,
what-
have to, you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
7?
No.
Does that pass?
No. And he's taking damage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's still the dead. As the clap continues to ring and gets more sharp
Not terrible.
in his
I
ears.
roll 2. So
You do roll 2 because you roll 5.
See it in
It might not be enough.
Was it a 1?
Yes, the first one was a 12, the second one was a 1.
That's still
so-
above average. That's
It
still
is, yeah.
good.
13 damage.
13 damage, okay. As the ringing in his ears, he clearly looks like dazed. Unsure where the sound comes from.
How does he look?
Pretty good.
Okay, so in that case, I can't. Never mind.
Okay, next up is Gray. So you saw Eerie, but you also see that like
my pathway is blocked.
it's yeah, you can't get through.
Um.
I was willing the other way, but this way like Loman's in the doorway.
Mhm. Okay. I guess in this situation, I'll kind of stand to the other side. Now, is there any way that I can like reach through to her body?
No, because she's like 10 feet away from the doorway.
Okay. So I'll run to the other side of the woman.
So here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
And
like
then-
10 feet of movement.
What I'll do is like I can't really. Can I like attack him at all? With 10 feet?
If you stand here, you can. Here's like it'd be 3/4 cover here because of the wall and Lonan. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just I'm not gonna waste a heal here. I'll just try to stand where I am so I don't block Lonan from like backing up or anything.
Yeah.
And then I'll just try to attack twice.
Okay. So roll ahead. Just claw at it.
23?
23. That hits.
Yeah. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Okay. As the glaive comes through, kind of just tinks.
These stairs are really
significantly
long.
less.
What is it?
You got lost.
It
On
was
the
a
final stairs.
6 and 14.
That misses. Yeah. As you kind of like ding off the wall. You had to bonus action to cause that to happen, by the way, because you
Okay.
had thrown your javelin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you bonus action to draw the weapon again.
Mm-hmm.
So now, anything else you want to do? Okay, Lonan, it's your turn.
Alrighty. Well, I wasted my second wind a while ago.
Oh yeah, that's why you had health.
Yeah.
Yes,
I really should have saved that, but that's fine. So if I back away from him right now, I'm
Attack of opportunity.
yeah, and I'm at 3 HP, so that's not a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and not use my sharpshooter because like messed me up.
You're gonna get disadvantage.
If I attack him.
You're
Because he's
beside him.
beside him.
No.
Oh no.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Just
Oh,
disengage.
no.
Oh yeah, if I you're right. If I disengage.
That's your action.
Yeah.
It's better than you die.
It is better.
It is better. I will disengage then.
Okay, so you will run away.
Yes, I'm gonna run very far away.
15, 20,
Far away where I
25.
can still see.
So this is straight down. You can still see him. You're beside Bree now.
And while I'm standing,
It's like, no, we have to do that.
you guys over there are so
Yeah,
talkative.
quit talking.
And while I'm just gonna, okay, so if I disengage, I can't attack at this point, correct? All right. Bree's standing next to me,
Yeah.
and I'm just kind of just like hunched over, just like holding on to like
You
all
cough
my,
up blood
all
when
my
you run
wounds.
over.
Bree, if there's any way you can heal me, I'd much appreciate it.
He's
Hey,
dying.
on my next turn.
On my next
Yuri.
turn.
Your turn.
Oh no. Hey.
15.
Okay, so you pass. So 2 passes. Next up is Bree.
So I am going to, just like do a little hum, and I'm gonna do bardic inspiration.
Oh, it's your bonus action. Who are you giving it
And
to?
I'm going, so I can give it to 5 people. So I,
Is it require sight?
I
Because
don't
Xanthos is
know.
beside you, so you can open that up.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We've only used this ability twice. Learning curve.
I don't even know where.
At the very beginning.
Well, I don't know where the beginning is.
So many pages.
I don't know if anyone can hear, but Saber's rolling for twice.
It's very distracting. All I hear is like,
I thought it was like rain or something.
No, that's the dog.
feels like rain.
That's the dog.
Just having a little time. Having a good time in the hallway.
I'll just take this time to hydrate. Remember to stay healthy. Drink water.
Drink water.
Very good. It's good for your skin.
You can see.
I can see. Yeah,
Within
I have to
60
be able
feet.
to see this.
So yeah, I will let you move first if you want. You just
Okay.
can't see Eerie right now.
Okay. Well, I knew that Eerie was down though because I was like right next to them. So I will move so I can see
So-
all 5.
So you just walk away from Lonan,
and I can do
if
it
you
on
stand
myself
here,
and the other 4.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm doing Mantle of Inspiration, so I do my little hum, and everyone gets 8 temporary hit points.
Wow.
And,
I believe Eerie gets them too, but you're not up. You just have like a little bit of extra constitution.
you can
too,
also
What did he?
What does that mean?
move without an attack of opportunity.
Yes. So everybody else, if you would like to, you can take 1 step towards Bree.
Without an attack of opportunity.
No one's close enough for it.
Yeah, but
But Bree and
Just so
Eerie's
you-
down. Yeah. So everybody can add their that temporary hit points to their stuff.
Do I?
Yep.
You
Yeah.
get temporary hit points, but you can't move because you're
I'm
unconscious.
unconscious still, but
Yeah.
I have 8 hit points.
Temporary hit points, yes. So put that down. So yeah.
I'll put 8 temp.
Yeah.
Does it mean that she's stable until such a time that she messes up?
No.
No, kind of. If she has them on her turn, she won't roll a death save.
Oh, okay.
But if she loses them,
There's someone that hits my unconscious body.
yes.
With a 1 or something.
So when it gets to my turn, will I be conscious?
No.
But you're stable.
You just don't.
I won't
yeah.
have to roll. It'll just be an automatic.
You're just unconscious.
It won't be
now.
success. It's just you don't have to roll at all. But if you lose them, you still say you retain your 2 successes.
But can I roll?
No.
No.
You're stable.
So I'm just like in a state of limbo.
You're
Yes.
unconscious. Yeah.
Okay.
Even if you rolled the best, it would be it's like a 5% chance that you get a 20. Because if you don't get a 20, you just stabilize anyway. So it wouldn't be that much of a difference.
I will take advantage of that move, by the way.
Okay.
I think I might too.
Think, think.
Come to me.
They just
fishy
move automatically
fish.
off their turn.
That's ability.
That's
she
part
used.
of hers.
Oh,
And then you
never
still
mind.
have your action actually, Bree. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
can see
that was a bonus action.
and you can see over Nak's head. I will make that clear. Nak is short, so you can see over his head.
What a cool. what a
Nak's
cool
a tall
ability.
dwarf.
Yeah,
I
he's still
will.
short.
That's my bookmark.
I will. I'm just nervous about hitting somebody that I don't want to hit. Maybe I'll do this so that he. I will do a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Mr. You.
7. Literally every wisdom saving throw I've rolled so far, except for one, I've rolled a 6.
Okay. What does he look like?
He's a large elephant man. He has a chipped tusk now because of Eerie, and he has like kind of ashy, like very dark ashy skin.
So I'm gonna say you have a really short trunk. And that's vicious mockery.
Oh my god, okay. So.
And that was 4 damage.
No, you roll 2 because you're level 5.
Oh, right. Okay. So that was 4 plus 2, so 6.
Nice, okay. And then there's another effect of that, though, I believe.
Why do you know everything? So you're right now.
This is
You
my
think it's
DM. I know a lot of rules.
It does disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Good job.
So they will turn
He knows
you.
every
It'll be like, I do not! And we'll rush. 10, 15,
Attack of
20,
opportunity?
25, 30. You do get attack of
Everybody?
opportunity. No.
You're not
Nak, he runs
Not
around
Nak
Nak.
No, he's still in Nak's range.
Nice. 17 plus 8.
Yep, that hits.
Yeah, baby.
Yee.
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
His
Okay.
feelings.
I did.
So as you feel, you have a flashback to the rhino running at you. The elephant comes at you with its tusks.
Why
It's
do I
not-
keep doing this?
With disadvantage, though.
That's true.
Hey.
It's not the
The
size
first
of your
roll's real
trunk
good.
that matters. It's the trunk you
12?
have on the inside.
14.
14. Are you wearing armor?
I
You have
don't
leather
ever
armor, I think?
wear armor.
Yes, you do have armor.
Yeah.
You have leather armor.
What
Right
did
here,
you roll?
right here.
Yeah, but I don't know what that equals.
Her armor class is 14.
Yeah. What's your dexterity?
Her dexterity is 16 plus 3.
Plus so it misses because you changed out of your normal clothes to your fancy clothes, which wouldn't count as armor. But right now you'd have a 13 because you have 10 plus your dexterity,
Okay.
so you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because normally you wear leather armor and get the +1, so you're fine. It still misses.
Ha!
As you kind of just duck a little bit and laugh in its face.
Yep. Continue with my vicious
This is
mockery.
like as the big trumpet, and will
Trumpet from its little nose.
it will stab at you with its spear, and it will hold with its hands and its trumpet.
It's trunk.
Trumpet.
He has
I said what I said.
Yeah.
In
Pippin
this
falls down a
world,
set of
it's called
stairs.
trumpet.
He has a
Um,
trumpet. He's hitting you
16
with
to
a
hit
trumpet.
for this
That
one.
hits. In this world, it's called a trumpet.
I don't want to be in this world anymore.
14 piercing damage. As the next one is another 16, and you take 11. So 25 piercing damage total.
Alright.
Not bad, not bad.
A mere 25 piercing damage.
Poor Bree, she like heals everybody and then she's just like,
And next is Nak. I mean, you had the temporary hit points, so that fades from you. You kind
Yeah,
of
I
feel a
do.
little less energized.
oh, you give it to yourself too?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nak. What?
How injured
That's
does
fine.
everybody look?
Very-
Um, Lonan is like coughing up blood. Eerie, you haven't even seen Eerie. Gray is looking battered, but his arm, you can tell he has quite a big like bruise on his arm. It looks like it's bleeding a little bit. And then Bree,
I'm pretty hurt.
pretty hurt as well, but not as bad as everybody else. I don't think. This was the first big hits that she took. She looks like she just kind of it's fresh.
And what about the elephant in front of me?
Looks like he has some fight left in him still.
Wow.
nice.
How freaks get out?
I'll never get it.
I'm still walking up the stairs.
It's actually only been like less than a minute,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you are going up the stairs, but
You should have been doing that the entire time.
Yeah.
I should have
what I
given you a
rolled.
turn. I'm like, Pippa, what do you want to do? I walk up another 4 steps.
I dash up the stairs.
Alright.
I actually do have extra movement. Remember.
Yes.
I am going to cast Mass Healing Word.
Ooh, does that
Does that
require
affect
any
him
material
too?
components?
No, it's a visual. only.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you look around and you roll a perception for me just to see if you see Eerie because she's collapsed on the ground.
12?
Perception? What is that?
12.
That's
He's
12.
good at perception.
Yeah, that's you.
17.
Yeah, you see Eerie like you see Eerie's like one like fancied like healed foot, just like poking up, but like a little tiny heel,
A kitten here.
a kitten heel.
So I can heal all of us then.
Yes,
Not me.
Thank
including
you.
GI Joe.
Yeah, including
Whoa,
you.
yeah,
He gets healed too.
No.
He rolled a nat one.
Ah,
So 6 points.
that's not bad. So everybody kind of
You're up, Eerie.
describe what you
Temper
do because
actual.
you don't
Actual.
describe what you're doing because you don't have any of your normal magic stuff. So
Yeah.
you're only using your voice and your body.
Yeah. So you will hear a very deep Fernax voice chant that he'll start.
Do it.
And he'll be like.
I thought you were gonna start rapping the way you were moving your
I
hands.
was gonna like wave his hands around.
Okay,
They'll be like,
you don't have to chant. It's fine.
yeah, he'll chant. He'll chant his way his hands around.
It could be incoherent
Oh,
chanting
right.
in Dwarvish. No one understands
Ready for
Dwarvish
this?
here.
It should be yeah.
You ready for this?
And
Are you ready
he's
for
like,
this?
Work.
Slim Shady.
Mom spaghetti.
Okay.
So everybody
Mom's
feels
spaghetti.
this like heat kind of like building from their core and rising up to their throats. And as they breathe, they kind of take, everybody takes a nice deep breath as you restore 60 points. And you guys all hear a as your gasps back awake. Next up is Gray.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, what I would like to do is, I think I'm gonna kinda... I'd like to go help up Eerie. I'm gonna also,
So you're gonna step
do
away?
another 10 points of bound hands.
So you're gonna step away and get an attack of opportunity against you. Misses.
And then you get 10 more points.
Oh!
And could I help her up?
I'll say that's a bonus
I have my
action.
temporary hit points still, right?
Yeah, those are still there.
And then I'll say, there's one left. There's one left. We have to go save them.
Okay, robot.
So next up is Lonan.
Wait,
It's
am
a-
I blocking the door?
Yes.
Can I not block the door?
He's not right in front of me, right?
No, there's a corpse in between you.
Okay, can I move further away from him?
I made that.
Which way? This,
This
way?
way, down here.
5, 10,
I want
15,
to. I
20,
can't be
25,
close to
30.
anybody right now. And I'm gonna.
I can't be close to
I'm
anybody.
gonna try shooting him.
Okay. I mean,
Please don't shoot.
I was like,
Oh, that's cocked though.
yeah, if it's
Roll
cocked, yeah.
again.
Yeah, cocked always roll again.
All
Ooh,
right.
that's a good one.
Yeah, 25.
You totally could have sharpshooted that one, but it's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I just say before.
No, I wouldn't, because oh yes, you're right. I could have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's fine. And I'll do another grasping with this one.
Okay. So you can do your damage. You roll your normal damage first and the magic.
Okay. Four piercing,
Okay. You're like offended.
and then 7 poison.
Okay, 7 poison damage. As this time it kind of like ricochets and kind of hits off his knee and pierces in the ground, and that's where the vines appear from this time, creating almost like a rose bush, looping around his body with small buds and petals starting to form across
Alright,
it.
so, and then another attack. Another attack. Here we go.
Okay, go,
What
go,
happens
go.
if I roll a nat 20 while doing sharpshooter? Does that do anything?
It doesn't damage the no, it doesn't because it's not a dice roll. But it's yeah, so it doesn't double the 10.
It doubles the dice.
But it's an
It
auto
would
hit
hit,
no matter
yeah.
what. 20s are always auto hits.
Alright, let's do a sharpshooter.
Okay. What'd you roll?
It was
Minus
8,
5.
Minus 5, so you're like at 11.
That misses, so it flies wide and right behind your ear, Knack. Whew, you hear the whistling.
When you finally land one, it'll be really cool.
I know.
Next up is Eerie, and Gray just helped you up. He said there's one left, but you don't see anyone.
Okay.
Oh, I have you the wrong way.
Am I like I can walk normal? And
Yeah,
stuff
you're
now,
fine.
right?
Yeah, I mean you're hurting, but you can walk normal.
Okay. I would like to move towards the exit.
Okay, 5, 10, and now you can see
But
the tall figure looming above Knack and Brie.
If I were to, how far away?
You are 15 feet away from it right now.
If I were to move, okay, I can't really get out of it though because
Yeah, you
they're
can.
both. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there's
try-
no. Yeah, you can step out of the room.
I'm gonna try and get around them and get close to it,
25. Okay, yeah, you're there.
and I'm gonna hit it with my quarterstaff.
Okay. So you pick it up off of the ground as you're walking.
Yes. Oh. 10.
That misses.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
Uh, 12.
That misses.
One more time.
Okay.
One
Stop
more.
using
This is a punch this time.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be a punch this one.
17.
That
There you
hits.
go.
That hits. That misses. That misses. No, it hits.
Can you imagine?
7 damage.
7 damage. As you miss, it's like,
No, I'm just like.
and you're like, just open hand slap,
Yeah.
and it finally hits. Okay, next up is Bree, and it's like right in front of you. The guy's like looming, still staring at you as well.
If I use my dagger, can I use that like to pierce him, or do I have to use it as a throwing item? That's
No,
my only
it's
question.
a dagger. It's just a normal dagger.
So I can just stab
Yeah,
him.
you can just stab him.
So I'm just gonna do that
I'm
because he's
just-
right in front of me.
I'm just gonna stab him.
I'm just gonna stab him.
What do you have there? A knife. What do I have a knife?
No!
So that's 15.
15 misses.
Oh my god.
Well, he just feels a slight tickling.
Yeah, he's like,
And then that's it.
okay.
And I'm not gonna move
And you're just like,
because I don't want him to get an attack of opportunity against me. So.
okay. So, 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sorry, what, me?
Yeah, because he's gonna
What
decide
am I,
who's
3,
attacking.
4?
1, 2. Knack is 3, 4. Bree is 5,
Okay, roll.
6.
Oh, 1, 2.
2.
Me?
So the first
Oh,
attack
no.
is gonna be against Eerie,
I just
and
want
it is an
conscience.
18 to hit.
Hey, that hits.
So you're gonna take 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then he will turn and swipe at Bree with his next attack.
Hey.
And that hits. So you're going to take 10 slashing damage as it rakes across your chest. And then Knack, it was a 2, a 6, and then a 4. Knack, it's going to do 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I just assumed you have armor on.
Yeah, I did.
You're going to take 12 piercing damage.
Yeah, okay.
Are you guys all still up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for now. And
These
then
guys are insane.
it is Knack's turn
They're big.
following.
They're tall.
They're an
No,
elephant.
rude.
These guys better be making more than minimum wage. Because they're doing really
So
Money doesn't exist in the universe.
still looking fairly healthy, fairly fighty.
Less so now. It's starting to look like you can see like the colored like red flushness of Erie's handprint on his white
That
face.
slap pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, so no, this is the elephant on the dark ashen skin tone. You can see like a darker tone there.
I will just clap my hands really loud again.
Clap
Heyo.
on
Yeah.
5.
Hey.
What are you using?
Toll the dead.
Ooh.
Toll the dead. Yeah, there we go.
That's the one.
That's the one. 6 damage. Out of a possible 24, it's 6.
God.
And he kind of just like scrunches his head up a little bit before turning at you, and his trunk is gonna like wave around.
You deserve that.
That's so.
Next up is Gray, and Gray, you're just kind of in the room watching
Yeah.
this happen.
I'm just like drinking tea. All right, I'm gonna head out of the room and I'm gonna try to get a 10-foot range.
Yeah, 10. You're gonna attack over
Oh.
Knack. You're way tall enough to
Perfect.
attack over next head.
Then I shall do so with a swing.
Okay. With a.
Teamwork.
16?
16 hits!
Hey. 10.
10, okay.
Nice.
So you
And then
that
I'm gonna
doesn't mean that
pating
nothing.
him again.
That's the sound effect of the glaive hitting his head.
Well, 13.
Ting. What?
13.
13 misses.
I'm using the other
We're gonna
shield.
have to like set up camp before going and trying to fight Hector.
I don't think
We're not
gonna
going
fight
to.
Hector.
That's
We're getting out of
We're
here.
leaving.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
So next up
the-
is Lonan. I packed it pointing in the back. It's Lonan's turn. What am I doing?
Oh my god, everyone's like around each other.
They're all huddled.
He can't move, right? Or he'll do the 2d6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he hasn't moved yet, yeah.
I mean, imagine if you had a
Shoot him,
thunder
shoot him,
ability.
Should a sharpshooter?
Yeah,
Alright,
sharpshooter.
let's do sharpshooter.
Come on.
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter.
Sure.
That's
Okay,
20 plus
so 10
sharpshooter.
damage, double your dice.
Okay, so
Oh, that's such a good,
Good job.
So good.
We
Finally.
detonated.
So where are you aiming? Tell me where you're aiming.
right between the eye.
Right between the eyes.
In the eyes is better.
Was this the one that was holding me?
Yes, it was.
If I'm able to kill him, I want to do a different ending for like the.
I will let you decide what you do if
Okay.
he dies.
So this double this one here.
Yeah.
8.
Oh.
So that's the first one is 11 piercing.
So 11, and then add
Plus-
just this dice to the 11. You don't add the double your modifier.
5.
So 16,
16.
26.
Plus the 10.
That's 26.
26 damage. Yeah.
So piercing damage.
Is this how it ends?
Do what you want.
All right. So the first arrow, right through its eye.
Yeah.
The second arrow, like while he's blind, I'm going to run with my other arrow in my hand and put the other one right through his other eye.
Yeah. Oh. As blood fountains out of his eye sockets.
And I
He
whisper in
collapses
his
to the
ear.
ground.
And so this is the one that was holding me the entire
Yeah,
time.
and he was just.
And I whispered,
Like, with his last breath, you could feel his lungs just.
and when I whisper in his ear, only speak when spoken to.
Oh!
Ray is just golf clapping.
That is where we're gonna end tonight's session of All Fun and Dice.
Yo, that's
Crazy.
Good job,
That
guys.
was such a good job.
Wow,
That was some good
that was like
job.
actually like risky
Yeah,
fight
good
there.
job, Pippin.
It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
really good. So
Hell,
Pippin
yeah,
didn't get
good.
much action, but what he did do, pretty
was
great.
crazy.
Thank you all
Pretty
for
fishy.
tuning in tonight,
Yeah.
seeing our
Thank you
awesome
for-
new battle cam.
Thank you for all the subscriptions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Was that like a whole bunch today?
Yeah.
We all got gifted a bunch.
No way, really?
He came in.
Wow.
Oh my.
Thank you for all those.
Nice.
We'll be back next week for another session 29. Very intense. Things did not go as planned. So very excited to see how you guys turn out in the next few sessions.
Good.
Thank you all again for tuning in. If you want to keep up with us when we're not here, you can join the wonderful Discord, which there are links below the chat in the I don't know what to call it. There's a little Discord area that you can go click on to get into it. You can also follow us on the Instagram, AllFunNDice on the site. I always say it, and then it's
Fun Games TV.
thank you, Fun and Games TV at Twitter. And don't forget to follow and subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to catch up. And you can also find all of our previous VODs on YouTube at All Funny Games. Thank you all again for coming around for another week. Excited to see you next time. And don't forget to stick around!
Mom's spaghetti.